Wow. So your siblings in California, the Sun Group, they fought the mole dragon zombie eel
Oh yeah,
creature.
I watched that today. It was interesting.
Yeah, they it was rough. It was rough. They did not have a Thogrum. Honestly, I think Thogrum is your secret weapon. If you guys
Yeah.
didn't have a Thogrum, you'd probably have gotten party wiped a couple times already. I'd say Thogrum is like the linchpin of this, the keystone. All the good words to describe the most important person in the party. I don't want to make anyone else feel like they're not as important as Thogrum, but you're not. Thogrum's the best. So probably, yeah. Like, but you know, you could still probably make it without Thogrum because you have like Moon Druid to tank hundreds of hit points worth of damage. They don't have any of that shit in the Sun Group. They're
Crash.
they're a bunch of squishies.
Whenever
So.
Ness comes back, can you just say all that over again for me?
Yeah. So, but they man, they were stalwart though. They did not freak out at each other. They did not panic. Like it was like this super like stone cold acceptance of like what was happening. I was awed. I was like, damn, these people are hard.
Did they kill the eel yet, or?
Oh yeah, they.
Okay, I stopped watching when after a minute, but I saw they were fighting the eel and having some trouble. I was like, oh no.
Nah, the rogue warlock, she like swam up to the orb, and then she like was like, I'm gonna slash it open. She got like a critical hit, slashed it open, grabbed the trident, and like swam over and just started killing the dragon. It was hype. It was pretty hype, but they had a much different experience in the caves. So like the Baron and his dudes were still alive, and they actually had to fight the Baron and his dudes right before they fought the dragon. So that fight that killed Captain Scarf, they did that underwater, and then immediately fought everything else in the dungeon, just back to back in like one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So you guys were doing a little ghost busting. And that's I guess where we left off was you had busted some ghosts.
We ain't afraid no ghosts.
Yeah, you weren't. You totally. No one was scared at all in the last 2 sessions that we had. I didn't detect any fear whatsoever. And then after you got done busting those ghosts, you wanted to like 5-star 100%. The mines, I guess. So you kept poking around, and you found a big old spider, and she was very eager to interact with you, but ultimately she got stunned by hypnotic pattern, started stroking out, and then the party was able to finish her off. So sometimes RNGesus smiles down upon you, and those are the best times. And I think we're going to continue from that blessed moment. So let me move you guys back to the mines. All right. Man, this music's so chill, but I got up on spooky mine music, so goodbye chill music. All right, so you guys are back in those mines. What now?
Okay, cool. So did we like already search the corpse of the spider thing, or?
I think we stopped right after the curb stomping. I think is when I just my heart couldn't handle the violence anymore, so I had to sign off, put myself back together. So
if you like search it, does he like you have anything on him, or?
Yeah, like why not? That's a good place to start. You start looking over the creature. The first thing that kind of pops out at you is that there are tiny purplish lamprey-like worms escaping from its body.
Oh, ew.
Oh,
I don't like that at all.
Not good.
Yeah. They there's no water nearby, so they are sort of just crawling towards this ravine or abyss here.
I'm gonna bite. Can I bite them? Can I like snap them in half?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're already dying from mummy rot, so sure. Yeah, you
Oh,
start you start chomping up these potentially dangerous worms. They taste bad. They taste bad in your mouth. Very acidic, very bitter. They bite your tongue. They bite any part of your mouth they can get a hold of as you chomp them. It's nothing to do damage or anything, but it is certainly an unpleasant experience.
Does anyone feel comfortable nature checking these worm things, or?
Aren't they are they the same worms that we've seen come out of all the other monstrosities?
Oh yeah, that's
You, Illyria, Ranger, do identify them as the same type of creature. Yes,
okay.
they are a worm, but rather than a beast, they are some sort of aberration.
Yeah, I like try and make sure none of them get into the water. Screw those guys.
Okay. Well, there doesn't, again, there's no water nearby, so it looks like they were just going to fling themselves into that ravine. But you kind of like are doing this like hot stepping, smash, making wine and jelly over there. It's
yeah.
really disgusting. There is a sort of sulfuric kind of smell that comes out of the worms as they're killed. It's just nasty.
All right. So, but nothing of like material value that this like spider's like guarding or has on him, right? Or just worms.
Oh, the creature itself, because I don't know if we could really call it a spider anymore. It has adorned itself with bits of jewelry and wealth. All told, you managed to find 360 gold worth of dwarven jewelry.
Okay, nice.
And it is fashioned for male, female. It looks like this thing must have scavenged it off of its many kills.
Okay. So we should
And I
probably
can add that to treasure if you'd like, real quick.
That'd be cool. To get these sick guys, these the dusty guys, some help.
Yeah, can we Spencer able to hold Skull? Like if we strap him onto Spencer's back?
Spencer's pretty strong, yeah. Skull, what is your totes weight?
347 without my armor, and with all the junk I'm carrying, another 140, so like 500 pounds.
That's how much you weigh? Jeez, wow.
Big boy.
Big boy.
Yeah. Could and if Spencer can't, can like Direwolf do it?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, and you can throw them on your back and carry them. You're a large creature, so your carry capacity is increased, and a quadruped, so it's increased again.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. It's like
what's
you take
Spencer's
a step,
strength?
it's just 500 pounds.
Yeah, let's have some mummified creatures stick together, I guess. My strength is
Oh, in addition to the dwarven jewelry, the creature also had on its kind of head area, it had a drow-made circlet of lacy mithril. So, like a beautiful circlet that's done up to look like spider webbing, basically.
That's pretty.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Fancy stuff.
None of them ping magic, though, Pharaohs.
Right. Are there any other like zones of this cave that we like, haven't gone to yet, or?
You have not technically explored this area yet.
Okay.
Can we have the spiders move the ladder so that way we can crawl?
Oh yeah. Now these particular spiders, have web walking, but they don't necessarily have the ability to make webs because they're wolf spiders. I guess wolf spiders make webs, right? Anybody?
Sure.
Any animal peeps? I mean, they have web sense and web walker, so we'll say that they can make webs. All right, yeah. So hold on a sec while I do this.
Oh yeah, they make giant egg
yeah.
sacs. They're
Yeah.
giant.
Don't Google some of this stuff. It's terrifying.
They could make a tunnel. They could make us a tunnel over there.
Yeah.
So-
oh my god.
I did realize a fix for druid controlling lots of animals and their hit points being linked between minis. So I have a resolution for that. So that'll be good moving forward. Anyways, that's why I'm deleting them. It's so I can create more of them easier for you.
Yeah, but they're, I think, happy to scamper across.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They will industriously work together per your instructions to use their butt threads to make for you a spider web supported ladder bridge. If that ain't Dungeons and fucking Dragons, I don't know what it is. So there we go. Cool.
Yeah, they'd run forward for sure, I think.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you want them to run forward and draw out any potential attacks. I got you.
Ideally.
Not very nice, but okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see. They're gonna head up, see what's going on. Now, unlike familiars, you can't like see through these dudes or whatever, but you can certainly give them instructions. Your instructions are basically to ferret out any potential dangers.
Yeah,
Okay.
run forward, stop until you can't see me, or stop like, right when you can't see me anymore.
Oh, I mean, they're spiders, so I think they have blind sight 10, 60-foot dark vision. And do you guys have light sources over by you?
Can I actually, before one of the spiders goes off, cast beast sense on one of them?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. So we'll say that you link up with that one.
Okay.
All right. So inside your remote control drone, which is also a spider, as you approach this area, you see that this area right here. Let me give you. You know what? It'd be easier if I just made a copy of Illyria and kind of had her ride along, pseudo ride along. There you go. So then you can see. Yeah, you see more of those sacks that you had seen before, and you see that this is more than likely where the creature nested.
Okay. Am I able to talk to my party during this, or?
Let's see. I'm going to be honest. This is the first time in 5 years anyone's ever used beast sense. So
I get it for free now.
This is pretty exciting. Hold on. You touch a willing beast for the duration, which is concentration up to an hour. You can use your action to see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears. Continue to do so until you use your action to return to your normal senses. While perceiving through their senses, you gain the benefits of any special senses possessed by the creature, though you are blind and deaf to your own surroundings. Okay, so you can basically like stare with like dramatically whited out eyeballs, straight ahead, and you're unable to hear yourself or your allies, but you are allowed to speak. So you could be like, I could be like, I see this, that kind of thing.
Found the creature's lair, and there are 3 spider cocoons, like we found with the dwarfs that came out of them.
These appear much larger and a bit wiggly.
Oh, there's movement from within.
Burn them. Burn.
But what if it's somebody that went
They're
missing
wiggling.
recently?
Wait, how wiggly are we talking about? Like person wiggle or like tiny wiggles?
You also see
Do I hear any noises?
3 carts full of ore.
Okay.
And you see that there is a caved-in tunnel on the eastern side of the room. There are also some supply crates on the southern side of the room.
All right, I'll relay all that.
Okay.
It seems unlikely that the spider would have captured mummies or had mummies. I mean, I vote for opening them. Might be someone.
Yeah, Toothless kind of moves forward and asks his little spider minions to go investigate them, I guess. Let's see if he can control them. No.
Like, are we talking like the scarabs in the Mummy 1 wiggly, or like person size wiggles? Like,
hold on. You should be able to control them in just a second. There you go.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, they'll kind of not toothless, definitely not toothless, but everyone else will, I guess, move forward and kind of begin
Yeah.
gently probing at the first one.
Okay.
Does that sound good, you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are several medium-sized, multi-legged creatures gestating inside.
Oh no.
Is what their blind sight is telling them.
Burn them.
Yeah, we probably need to do
Yeah,
something about
burn
that.
them. Burn them now.
Yeah, Illyria, you know that phase spiders are monstrosities. Therefore, the likelihood of being able to train them or get any sort of useful services out of them would be years and years of effort and daily training and things like that. You have heard that like the drow and things like that, ettercaps, basically creatures with an affinity for spiders, have had limited success
Okay.
in taming face spiders. But for the most part, they're as intelligent, if not more intelligent, than most humanoids. So it is it can be very difficult. Yeah, so it, burning them, like you originally said, not a bad idea.
I'm gonna run across the bridge and use prestidigitation to light all the stacks on fire.
yeah, good idea.
Okay.
I like it.
It's definitely a slower process, right? So you kind of snapping your fingers and tiny flames are appearing. But the webs are quite flammable, and soon, probably application of like all three of your prestidigitation effects, because you can have three effects at once before they overlap each other. The first one starts to burn, and you hear the little critters inside sort of squealing and dying and all that jazz. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll move over to the next one.
okay.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. It takes some time, a couple minutes, but you eventually get all of them burning up good, and the flames then begin to spread to the nearby webbing. Kind of start
Scratch the dire wolf. Give the dire wolf some scritches on my way back.
Wiggles its tail.
Is there anything left in like the ashes, like once they're all burned out, or?
As you kind of check, you see, disturbingly enough, that mixed in with the ash and the kind of charred husks of these baby phase spiders, apparently Mama had stuffed some humanoid corpse parts into the sacks along with the eggs, I guess, so that the babies, if they hatched, would have some snacks to eat when they first came out of their eggs. But amongst those remains, though, you don't really see anything of value that survived the fire.
There weren't like whole people in there, were there? Like whole, that would have been sad.
Well, I mean,
We started out as whole people.
it's whatever.
Did we kill anybody?
I mean, it's fine. So, all right. Anything else?
Little direwolf comes up to Pharaohs and kind of rubs him a little bit. He looks a little sad. Let's make sure he doesn't get too down on himself.
All right. So the whole process of burning these away, you probably have to sink about 10 or 15 minutes into it to let them burn down all the way. And then kind of shift through the bones and whatnot, slash husks. Probably be another 10 or 15 minutes. We'll just say the whole process took about 30 minutes.
Okay. I'll check these crates, I guess.
All right. During that time, Thogrum, did you have any
No, I'll just sit here with Skull's
Okay.
body and
Yeah.
everyone else.
All right. As you check these crates over here, there doesn't seem to be anything beyond the normal, like mining supplies, that sort of thing. But you do find something interesting in there. It is a reddish, like cylindrical kind of stick. It has like a candle fuse coming out of it. Looks like some kind of magic candle.
Oh, like a like a. Is it, all right, it sounds fun. This looks fun. I'll take this reddish candlestick to the caved-in entrance
Mm.
and use my flint like a video game. And
Okay.
Like put item A in slot B and light it.
Oof. Okay. Do you back up then? I'm assuming.
Oh
Yes,
gosh, back
yeah,
up, back
yeah.
up.
All right.
I back up a lot.
I also back up.
Yeah, so back up.
There is sort of a.
I'll help drag Skull and Illyria's body.
Hey guys, I
away.
think doesn't this look fun?
Rar?
Yeah, there's a large explosion. And when that clears, you see that a lot of the rock and debris has sort of been blown away. It does reveal a little bit of a passage that winds deeper down into the earth.
Hell yeah.
Now, I will say this. Going any further could be a time-intensive situation and very dangerous. This leads down into the actual Underdark.
Direwolf kind of looks at Pharaohs, kind of nudges him, and then begins walking back to the the bridge.
Pharaohs, let's come
all
back.
right.
After we've done the boat thing. Weren't you super excited about that boat?
The boat? Oh, okay. I mean, huh.
We only have until tomorrow. The Underdark, I'm pretty sure, will be there
The
for
Underdark
fucking ever.
will be here. All right, you know what? You're right. It's let's put a fast travel marker on this spot. And,
Okay.
yeah, wait, wasn't that cool though? Wasn't that cool?
No, that was amazing. That was really cool.
Mhm.
And we should come back, but not now. Maybe.
Yeah, we might have to, since we just made their
We
cave.
have to leave in the morning.
Yeah, you're dying, right? We have to fix that.
Yeah, it's sort of like when you're playing a Vegema game and like a little pop-up window appears. It's like, you're not going to be able to save your game for a really long time. You want to save your game? Because, like, I'm not trying to tell you that it's going to be fucking crazy, but you might want to say, this could be the best time to save your game. If you...
Or it's like you get interrupted in front of the last boss. It's like, hey, are you sure you want to go to this level?
Yeah.
You wanna go?
Yeah. So, if you guys were not down, essentially 2 people, because Toothless has limited durability here since he can't regain health, and you were in danger of losing Skull altogether, I would not have issued any warning. I would have been like, yeah, let's do this thing. But I felt like it would be a fair thing to throw out there. So, all right. In that case, you check your menu. You feel like you have gone everywhere you need to go. Looking down into the chasm, it does seem to be kind of cleaning up a little bit down there,
Okay.
or clearing up a little bit down there. The green light is becoming dimmer and dimmer and dimmer.
Okay, got it.
Illyria.
think we
Oh
did
crap! I can't talk to Illyria.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop out of
I can leave these since we're.
toothless form, or sorry, of.
Oh, he means that as
Oh,
a
yeah,
wolf,
yeah,
he
yeah.
can't actually talk to you. Yeah.
So I'll go back to toothless form, I guess.
Okay.
And Illyria, I'm gonna be like, I'm kind of want to have one of my spiders run down that ravine and see what they see. Would you mind looking?
Okay. Yeah. You're talking to the spider that I'm beast sensing, right? Can I
Yeah.
can understand. Yeah.
Well, you could hear him talking because he's right there. The spider's right there, but you're hearing like secondhand, basically. So he's
Okay,
talking,
yeah.
but there's like a
That sounds
delay. Yeah, there's a delay, of course, till it reaches you.
Yeah, let's do it. That makes
Okay.
sense.
Just in case, hopefully
Yeah.
you don't die. I don't think you'll. I think. Yeah, and I'll send. Let's send the spider down if you don't mind, Crash.
Sure. The spider goes down for about 150 feet, and then there is water.
Nice.
There's
So,
water.
hot.
Okay.
Nice.
Is it flowing in like a given direction or?
It is eerily still.
Okay. So it's just like a well. Okay.
Well, again, keep in mind the world of Terrell has the largest Underdark of any known Dungeons and Dragons fantasy world. And within that Underdark, there are lakes, oceans, rivers, forests. It's bananas. So it could just be a reservoir of subterranean water. It could be part of a much larger body of water.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
well, guys, I think we get it. If you want to come back to the Underdark another time, but I'm finished here.
This is actually the second time you guys have discovered a watery entrance to the Underdark. The first was in the flooded caverns.
What are the odds?
Can the spider go and taste the water?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It goes
see
down.
if it's like salt water or if it's fresh
It opens up its two mouths and kind of gets down in there, and it has a very mineral taste. Yeah, like a heavy, egg water kind of sulfury taste.
Okay. So maybe little baby spider comes back up, I guess, at that point.
As the spider gets ready to turn,
Oh no.
it hears singing from deeper in the water.
Great. That's a whole thing. That sounds like a whole thing.
Is it
Do
aqua?
Yeah, is it Aquan?
Yeah, it's
I do speak Aquan.
it is Aquan. It is essentially just a lamenting melody of betrayal and imprisonment and abandonment. Forgotten, locked away, hidden. Seems to be just sort of the recurring sort of themes of this sort of almost dirge that they're singing. As you listen, it is many voices.
Or I'll relay the lyrics to
Okay.
the group.
So, is there someone down there, or
To read, the lyrics are
Yeah.
hauntingly similar to some that you may have heard during your meditations by the island.
I take out a second set of pipes, my pipes, and I will play the song that I've heard from the island, and then I will say like, "We will avenge you. We will avenge you. We're coming for you," and I'll drop them into the rift.
Nice. Illyria, the song she plays on her pipes matches up with the song that you heard through the spider's, I don't know, hair follicles. I don't know how a spider fucking. Oh. I know they don't have ears. That'd be cute if they did. How do spiders hear things? Spiders, in fact, taste, smell, special sensory organs on their legs. Yeah, so like hair. Okay. They hear through hairs and tiny slits distributed all over their bodies.
Yeah, the hairs stand erect and they transmit those sounds to you, Illyria, by kind of gently brushing their hairs against each other in a pattern.
Wow.
Cool.
Hype. I learned so much from Dungeons and Dragons. It's crazy. Now I can bring that up at a Christmas party.
so like Varys pinches his brows like I don't know what the hell's going on. Like
What's going on
shit? Like,
is you signed up for a miniature sandbox campaign, so god damn it, every time you try to do one quest you end up with 6 more. imagine how Skull and Shackles feels. They're in a big sandbox campaign. They have 23 outstanding quests.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It took them a long time to get to a meditative state where that didn't stress them out all the time to have so many outstanding quests. You just got to understand that the world is big and you are only one group and you just tackle one problem at a time. Don't let all the world's problems be your problems. But just know that the world is big and there are a lot of different things for you to do.
Well, woman who sometimes swims like a seal, would you like to stay here and sing to them, or should we come back later or go to the island?
Well, I vote for discharging our duty that we've given our word. First, let's see if we can get Skull to wake the fuck up, because I feel bad for him. And then let's do the boat thing, and then I definitely want to know what the fuck the Owlins are up to.
That sounds smart to me, but I don't know what others think.
I mean,
I also feel a little worse for the wearer.
yeah,
Although
I mean,
not unconscious / almost dead.
some of us need to go see our cleric friend, get a little bit of greater restoration.
Okay. And Skull can't communicate with you, but those of you who journeyed with him since the beginning, you have a feeling that he probably doesn't want to die. So, yep.
Yeah.
No inside check required. No inside check.
Oh, I really wanted to roll it, man. I'll survive.
On our way out, let's figure out what we're telling Copper Locks
Oh yeah.
about all the stuff.
Oh,
Okay,
true.
well, let's keep all the stuff that we found. And give her or at least give her the stuff that isn't worth anything, I think. Keep all, and then what about this ore? What's this ore going? What's this ore? Okay, great ore going on.
It's just more tin and iron.
Tin and iron, nothing worth anything. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not worth as much as like a 250 gold mithril lacy circlet, but it's worth money if you have the time and the skill to work it. I like Thogrum, for example, could use his rituals to turn that stuff into other stuff, like because he could do that transmutation thing with metal that he does.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a mine. Like that's what they do. They mine ore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like okay, but I was thinking like swords aren't made out of tin. Like are they? But
I hope not.
yeah.
But other important things are made out of tin. So they're again, not everything is glamorous. Not everything is glamorous. Yeah.
So I suggest we escape road out of here, like a Pokemon catching video game. And unless anyone else has anything to do here.
Nope.
No.
We cleared it, right? We cleared the mine besides this Underdark
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, this new hole we opened up and made things probably worse.
Yeah.
Yes, I think worse, like Thogrum said, and the cleric also, like Thogrum said.
Let's at least pull our ladder when we leave.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If that is the resolution, I'll start moving you guys over. Spiders will start deconstructing the web setup over there. Oh, you see our new cameraman?
Yeah, he's super
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
I like his tongue.
So Camilla found out Gonzo was playing Dungeons and Dragons like 5 times a week and got really mad, so I had to find a new cameraman for all my games. So well, it's rough. She's a hard lady, but I think she's the best thing that ever happened to that guy. So. Oh, it's really taking its time. Look at that. Oh, it's kind of painful to watch. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. So, Spider Entourage, packs up the bridge. At this point, they've been around for probably about 50 minutes or so. So they only got about 10 minutes left on the clock.
They're ready to go. I think they can
Okay.
disappear.
All right. They walk over to you and they all punch their card and go back to the Feywild.
See you guys later.
All right. Well done. Well done. Okay. If you'd like, I can hero stack y'all and take you back to the map where you can, I guess, hash it out with Copperlocks. It is the middle of the night, so do you want to go bang bang on her door at like essentially 2 a.m, or do you want to wait until sun's up?
I vote for getting Skull and Tootlets the help that they need, and we can come back.
Fair enough. Okay, so you're gonna swing by
Yeah, let's get them to help first, and then we
the
could
Temple
do
of
whatever.
Valkyr. Okay, that sounds good to me. Oh, can't forget this guy. There we go. Oh, no, you have to stay here, sweetheart. There you go. All right. Whew. You emerge from the mines back into the surface. It feels like you were down there a very long time. And in a way, you kind of were. I think it ended up being about 5 hours that you were down in the mines. But when you surface, it is no longer raining. The storm clouds are starting to dissipate up in the skies. The wind that is causing the clouds to disappear is fierce. It is about 39 to about 40 miles per hour right now. These winds are just howling as you come back into the night air. All right, and I believe, let's see, full moon or new moon happens on like the 13th or so, right? 15th, something like that. So you guys would actually be in a full moon right now because it's the second of the month. So yeah, so you come out into a well lit when it can peek through the clouds night with a strong wind. It's about 60 degrees.
Ooh, who's benefiting from that ring of warmth?
Yeah. So you head back to town. It
Skull's
is
semi-lifeless corpse has been.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that's kind of good, right?
Yeah.
now with the benefit of a ranger, you make the trip back to town pretty quickly. It's normally, I believe, it was about 2 hours outside of town. So you guys make it back in only an hour. And then I assume you're going to hurry at this late hour to the Temple of Valkyr. All right. Sounds good. So, you guys have a plan for this one? Or are you just going to knock on the door of the temple and try to get some help here?
Thogrim, do you think you could help grease the wheels a little bit on this one, or?
Yeah, I guess I don't mind talking to him again.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Yeah, our friends are like dying, you know.
I'm gonna
help
owe
us.
this fella me firstborn, I think, by the time we're done with this.
We can donate coin to the church.
we do have the
To the
coin
temple?
for everything, so. I mean, we're looking at. I'm just gonna like pull out like a piece of paper or like an abacus and start like adding up. Like, let's see, we got the Greater Restoration here. Let's see, that's about 100 gold pieces a person. That's times about 3, and then we got a remove curse. I mean, I could do, but they got to go to sleep first.
Mm.
Ooh.
So, do you, as you're explaining this on the 1 hour walk back to town, do you guys opt to just have Thogrim get 6 hours of sleep and then pray for 10 minutes or whatever he needs to do, or do you want to bring in an outside
we can do that and kind of wait until everyone. I mean, at least it'll be daytime, you know.
Mm.
And then we
The
can
only
go
thing
run
then is that Toothless and Skull probably wouldn't be able to get the long rest in before we're supposed to
Well,
leave.
they certainly wouldn't be able to recover any health. Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
I mean, I have no problem with asking.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Thor?
how do we do this the most meta way, you know? Um,
Do you think Thor would see any benefit to the activities we've been engaged in and might give us a discount, or is that unlikely? I mean, I guess we can ask him.
I mean, I don't know how this benefits him any, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could always find out. So you guys arrive back in town at 3 a.m. The night guards at the gate, they kind of are learning of the reputation of this unnamed group of adventurers. Some people think that you work for Gellin Primewater. Other people insist that you are mercenaries, and other people insist that you are. It's just a good old-fashioned ragtag band of local heroes trying to do good. No one has settled on a name yet, but you get a feeling that if you don't do some marketing soon, the people of Saltmarsh will just come up with a name on their own. Because people love to name things. Yeah.
Are there any whisperings of any names?
Not yet. No, not yet. So, but something to just we'll keep in mind. Once you have a ship name, more than likely they'll just call you the crew of the such and such, because that's the easiest way to do it. All right. You arrive at the temple. There we go. Words. You arrive at the Temple of Volker, and Thogrim approaches and gives it a knock, knock, knock on the big oak doors. All right. The knock sort of echoes into the interior of the temple. Some time passes, and soon you kind of hear the latch on the other side of these very large doors kind of move, and the door opens, and you see your good buddy, the cleric. He is there. He looks at you, slightly bleary-eyed. He's getting on in his years, so unexpected visit at 3 a.m. and change. But he smiles when he sees you, Thogrim, and he's like, Thogrim, you come very late. It must be emergency.
I hate that we have to meet like this all the time. It seems like, but me friends and I were in a bit of a pickle. And I'm just gonna kind of like hold up like Skull's body, like hold his head up. Like my friend here could really use some help. We just happened to clear out the old Copperlock mine for him, and we had a bad run-in with some face spiders, and some
No.
dead dwarven fellas.
A spider did this, and he kind of pushes on Skull's like sternum, like chest area, and then you just see like a cloud of dusty sand sort of out of his nostrils and mouth.
Well, see, the spiders could have helped, but it was more of a mummified dwarven miner fella.
So this is a mummy rat.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I kind of got taken about a little bit myself. I'm a little under the weather. I'm short a few hit points, if you know what I mean.
I see. It is a classic rookie mistake to think mummy only come from deserts. Mummies come from swamp. They come from north. Uthgarth. We mummify our dead as well. So, mummy all over the Sword Coast.
Yeah.
So.
So could you do us a favor? I mean, we have no trouble paying for a little bit of some help.
I
here.
see. Of course. One moment. Let me check something. And you could tell that as he closes his eyes, he is referencing what spells do I have memorized? Because I'm a retired adventuring cleric. What kind of do I have? Remove curse? Probably. That's
feel like
that's
remove
something that
curse.
people would come looking for.
Greater
Yeah,
restoration. Those would be like pretty standard.
Oh yeah. Those would definitely be the ones that that you'd want. Yeah.
Toothless was going to say, and helpful cleric, I fear I may also suffer something caused by the dungeons. If you could assist, I
Of
would
course.
be very indebted.
You are doing great works for the town. And soon you will be out amongst the sea. Is that not true?
Yeah, we got we're in a bit of a hurry. We kind
I
of
received vision, Dogram.
Ooh.
Mm.
You were surrounded by decay.
Oh no.
Oh, that would have been recently. Yeah.
No.
Oh, no.
You were adrift in the great sea, surrounded by decay.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh.
There was a great evil, and you had been tasked with finding it. But what was worse is a greater evil had found you.
Well, if that's not ominous, I don't know what is.
Here, bring them inside. We will take care of them. All right. So he will go ahead and cast the remove curse on each of you. You guys no longer have mummy rot. He doesn't ask for any money for the church, but he sort of like meaningfully looks over at the alms box as he administers these third level spells, right? But I think he also knows that Thogram, if he were not in need of help, would have probably done this himself, sort of thing. And I think he likes the idea of helping you, so that maybe you will be able to help him. So
Toothless will hand him 10 good berries, which isn't a lot, but could be used tomorrow for anyone who comes in. And says, I know this isn't much, but it might help a little.
It has been a long time since I had good berry. I'll be honest, I did not miss the taste. So, well, I tire. I am old, and I have many wounds that still pain me.
Can
I
we,
will return to my bed for what little sleep Valkyr sees fit to give me, and perhaps this time with no visions of doom and despair.
So, just a question for you, Crash. Will the
Sure.
remove curse, will that restore the hit points for the three of us, I think, that have lost hit points?
You would need the benefits of a long rest to get over that stuff.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, in 5e, life drain, like 95% of the time is fixed with a long rest.
Okay.
Yep. In second edition, you just straight up lost your goddamn levels.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Those were rough times. So.
Yeah, out of character, if we could get a long rest in, that would suck. But
I mean,
I would like that.
you guys are the captains of your ship, right? You decide when you set sail. But you would need to get the 6 hours. Elf would need to get 4 hours.
I mean, maybe we figure out how far we're going in this boat, and maybe we just long rest our way there.
Ah.
Mhm.
While the
That's a-
boat is fully manned, I mean.
I like that.
Um, it's you. So you said it's about 3 o'clock right now, Crash?
Oh, by now, you're cruising towards almost 4 a.m. at this point, because the walk through town,
Yeah.
you've got a ranger, but you're also slowed by having to carry 800 pounds of skull. So
Maybe we take a short rest real quick and just wait till day, like 6 a.m. ish or something, and then go
yeah,
talk to
that could work.
Copperlock and
Because I mean, Skull could, if he has any hit dice left, could spend a hit dice during the after the short rest and pop back up conscious.
Yes, short rest and then long rest on boat sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are very close to the leap. You could just go hang out there. It's beautiful. You know, you have a nice view of the ocean. The winds are going to be kind of bonkers up there, but you know, it's a nice view.
Maybe we'll just stay inside the old church.
Okay.
Crash is that person I wanted to meet in town, or will I know when they're in town, or?
I think you'd know,
Okay.
if they were in town. Yeah.
I think I would go out to the leap. Well, it's right by the church, right?
Yeah. So it's your location 26 at the church, and the leap is location 25. So it's literally right up the road from the church.
Yeah, I would. While everyone was taking a short rest, I would be like, I'll be back within the hour. Just need to see the sea, shake the plasma of those ghosts off of me.
Mm.
And I think Toothless would ask Tari, is it okay if I accompany you?
Sure, come along. Anyone else wants to join?
I will come then.
All right.
I think I'll stay.
So you guys take the hour to rest. Tari and Toothless, it is windy as hell up on the cliffs, but it is pretty gorgeous. The wind is doing fast work of blowing away the clouds, and right around like 4 a.m., 4:15, the sky clears, and that big fat moon is sort of setting in the west, and it just lights up the whole of the Great Sea like a big sheet of silver. All right. So anybody that needs to gain the benefits of a short rest, you can go ahead and do so. And then I guess from there, you could just head wherever you want to go.
Well, should we go receive our mining clearing award and then get on the boat? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Or we could go. Yeah, I'm flexible.
I mean, if somebody needs to do anything else, I guess we don't all have to go to. If we wanted to split up real quick to cover some more ground, I guess. Or
Okay.
I want to go like information gather, but that's about it, really.
All right. So we got some information gathering. Skull, do you have anything you want to do now that you're back in the land of the living?
This probably wake up for a bad nightmare. I don't think so. It's 4 a.m.,
Okay.
right? What time we're supposed to leave tomorrow?
Well, after the rest, it's about 5 a.m. So the town
5.
is starting to wake. Yeah, the town's starting to wake up at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Oh, how is the weather right now? You said it's just super windy.
It's just super windy, but it is clear, and it's supposed to be clear and windy all day. So perfect sailing weather.
So I mean, I guess we should leave once we get the crew going. I mean, I don't know what a standard. I mean, I guess Doggerm would know what like standard sailing time is or something like that. You know, like leaving first light. But I mean, it's really our time is ours. So I would think if as long as we leave before midday, I think nobody would be taken aback by it. I guess.
Well, okay,
Do we
then if
know,
we have time,
how far...
I really
ahead,
wanted
Skull.
to be awake for the copper locks thing. and then I wanted to see if I could find armor before we left, and then perhaps one magic item, which was a ring of swimming. But I don't. And if we don't time, it's fine.
If you guys aren't going to leave until like noon, then you have plenty of time to do whatever errands you need to do.
Okay.
Do we know how far we need to go? How long will it take?
Mm-hmm.
You heard several days off the coast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be several days of sailing to reach the derelict ship.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a big rush then.
You are unsure how he is keeping tabs on the ship, but it is Dungeons and Dragons, and it is Forgotten Realms, so more than likely he has somebody doing some scrying. If he does not have the means to do so himself, he's pretty wealthy.
And he said he was coming with us with his own ship, right?
Well, he said he was sending an additional ship,
Okay.
but he's not coming with you guys.
All right.
Do we
He's
know
got-
when that ship's taking off? Should we go at the same
Well,
time?
I mean, he's
Oh, yeah,
essentially
of course.
put you guys in charge of this mission. So
Okay.
the ship has just been told to tail you guys.
Okay.
All right, so
Essentially.
let's, I'll do
Let's
this.
be
Sorry,
quick about it.
escort you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go start walking and to go talk to the copper locks and close that out, and then
Okay.
we'll
So anyone that wants to be there for the copper locks thing, we're gonna address that one right away. So is anyone? This might be easier. Who does not need to be or want to be at the copper locks thing?
I don't need to be. I actually want to go home and see what Oceanus has done to my house.
Okay. We will
He's gonna
address
be in a
that.
lot of trouble if he's trashed it.
Oh, okay. So that's gonna be a thing. All right. All right. So those of you who are there, you head back to the other side of town, literally the other side of town. So you go from location 26 all the way back over to location, I believe it's 5, and yeah, it is early. But Thogrim, you know that dwarfs, they love working. They love working hard. So you are not surprised that when you roll up there, the place is already bustling with activity. It doesn't take long for you to be shown to Copperlock's office, wherein you can see that she is enjoying a steaming hot cup of Kaith. Straight, well, I'm sure there's a little bit of whiskey in there, but no like creamer or sugar or anything like that. She eyes you with her remaining good eye, because when she was a kid, they used critical hit cards, and it was terrifying. And she just kind of eyes you from across the desk, and sips her Kaith.
Oh, that looks amazing. Can I get a cup of that?
It's a risky thing to start drinking the bean juice.
Oh,
It's-
yeah. After the last few hours, dear. Oh, I could really go for a cup of that.
You are looking a bit tired. Looks like Morden left 2 mine carts of coal under each eye.
Yeah. Wow. Let me tell you about your mind loss.
All right. She kind of like rings a bell, and you see like a more dapper dwarf than normal kind of poke his head in, and she nods at him and nods at the cup, and she asks, would any else of you be having some? It's expensive, so don't be taking it if you're not going to be drinking it.
My name is Toothless, and I'll try one. Very interested.
Okay.
I'd love some.
This
All
better. All right. This better be good. This.
I don't drink some. I probably downed the 3 water skins I've had because of all that sand.
Oh yeah.
And like
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, so she brings you back, or the servant eventually brings back some Kaith. It's just coffee. It's Forgotten Realms coffee. Originated in Mazteca, aka North America, aka like fancy Mexico. They grow it in other parts of the world now. There's some plantations down in Chult that grow Kaith beans, but it is very expensive. I think it's like 25 gold a pound or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's for the basic bitch, like Dunkin' Donuts stuff. Like the fancy stuff gets really expensive. It has no gameplay mechanics, but it is still an addictive substance similar to like tobacco or things like that. But it makes you feel great. It makes you feel great. It's very great. It has a very bitter, acidic taste, just like coffee. And a lot of people consider it to be an acquired taste. But those who do appreciate it swear by it. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know how your characters would react to it, but each of you has that. She does have on the tray. The servant does have a small flask of dwarven fire whiskey, a small carafe of heavy cream, and a little bowl with cubes of sugar. You're apparently supposed to mix and match until you find what works for you.
I'm just gonna take
Whoa.
a splash of the whiskey. And
Okay.
I will too. I watch Thogrim and follow his lead.
Oh, smart. Okay. All right. She says, so if these social necessities are done, perhaps you can tell me what's going on with my mind. I find it to be a good sign that you're back here with us.
Yeah, barely. Let me tell you about your mine, lass. You know that whole price we negotiated beforehand. We might need to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, Thogrim,
mine.
you're going to renege on your word and your deal.
No. Old Thogrim doesn't renege on his old deals. Your mind's
see.
clear, lass. All right, don't you worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
But it liked to nearly kill my friends and I because you've gotten yourself into quite a pickle down there with not just some big old phase spiders, but some dwarven corpses and nastiness and the likes. But you can thank us for it. It's all been cleared out. With a side note, we may have inadvertently found another passage, which it probably leads to the Underdark. So you might want to pick that up. Maybe just put some rocks in there, board that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what did you know about the mine before we went down there?
You're asking what I knew about the mine in case I say something extra that you didn't find out on your own.
Well, it seems like you underplayed the dangers of this mine.
Underplayed the dangers? I told you plainly that it killed one of my miners.
Oh, it seems like it killed a lot more than one, but...
She kind of gets a little uncomfortable at that, and you see her only eye kind of dart to the side a bit when you say that. She says, I suppose there may have been... We may have tried to handle the problem ourselves.
Can I get a read on her? How much I trust what she's saying?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a insight check.
Gotta get this out of the way now, I guess.
She doesn't seem to be trying to hide anything from you. Though she neglected to tell you that they tried to send their own team in. It does seem that she tried to handle this internally, and it went very badly.
Yeah, I think what we're trying to say is it was a little surprising, but we did make it out, although it was harder than expected. I guess it would have been good to know that you had tried already, but that is water under or maybe ale under the bridge. I don't know what you dwarves say.
You see her narrow her bushy brow at what you dwarves say. And then she kind of composes herself and says, I knew that it was a haunted place. When you latched on to the spiders, I felt it might give you a bit more courage if you thought it was only the spiders.
Well, so when did you buy this mine? Or when did you come into ownership of it?
This mine, fell into my family's stewardship after a time, I don't know, a few decades ago. None really felt the need to do anything with it, but I wanted to be close to the sea and make a name for myself. So I took the deed and I came here and set up shop.
We found at least like 12 bodies down there. Like,
Well, I can tell you that I sent 5 of my best down there, and they did not come back. But I certainly did not send 12.
well, 12 actual. The ones that we found in the like mummies with like weird faces. Those are the 5, I guess. And then there are the other 3, I guess, in the exec area, right? Is that team? Is that
There are definitely body parts, right?
part? Yes.
Apparently these mines once belonged to the Dim Honor clan, but they all but died out through freak accidents. So my family came into the deed for this mine at the Dim Honor estate sale when the last of their kin passed away. Fell down on some mine tracks and had his head chopped off by a minecart.
Well, that's just sad to hear.
Well,
With a name like Dim Honor, I didn't really think anyone expected much, but it was a bad run of luck, to be sure.
Did you recover the body and eat it as we would as a lizard folk?
She kind of screws up her face in disgust. She says, no, and you can't be talking like that. People of Saltmarsh should be freaked out if they hear you say things such.
well, anyways, Miss Copperlock, we've got quite a bit of traveling to do.
I see. So you'll be wanting your money then?
Yeah, I guess we'll take our funds and we'll be on our way. But
certainly, you've told me very little about what you found, other than
That's-
it was bad. You found the Underdark, and you almost died.
I was gonna cut in here and mention the stuff we found. So, all
yeah,
of it.
yeah, sorry.
Everything
yeah,
in the
feel free
treasure
to jump
chat that
in.
we found. Yeah.
I was dying.
Yeah, so he'll basically come up with, I guess, a backpack full of stuff and start laying everything out on the table. And then he'll pay keen attention to the medallion of Moradin, the holy symbol we found. He'll put that and see if that catches her eye any.
She kind of screws up her face. You can tell that she's trying not to cry when she sees the medallion of Moradin.
I thought this would be important. It was on one of the corpses we found. A dwarf for sure.
That belonged to Velsier. He was a cleric.
Well,
Insisted on going down there, trying to take care of the problem. Didn't want to bring any of the outsiders into our business. It means a great deal to me that you would return this, not keep it for yourself.
You're welcome. And then, Lou, is there anything else? There's something after we get paid I want to talk to her about, but that's it for me.
Okay. Anyone else have anything to add?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up my song.
Okay.
All right. Apologies. I'm gonna try it. Skull almost died in the mines tonight. Mummies infected him. Cages, ghosts, and spiders. They almost did all of us in. The souls are howling like the Underdark will rise. We didn't let them in, even though they tried. And then the refrain will be, give us gold, give us gold. And then I will try to enthrall her with my performance.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, that's where you're going. Oh my goodness.
All right. I dig it.
That was
I dig
amazing,
it.
though.
All right. Let's see what happens here.
So yeah, it was
Oh, yeah, this is the one where they won't realize. Damn. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. As she listens to your song, she seems at first like the fuck. But by the end, she's smiling and kind of drumming her fingers. And she says, I appreciate that sort of creativity and effort. I was already planning to give you a bigger reward on account of your honesty for returning these things to us. But I'll just round that up. We had agreed to 3,000 divided amongst you. Let's make it 4. Does that sound fair?
Agreed.
That
Yeah.
agreed with me. Yeah.
Now
I
this.
am curious. You said there were some things down there that it sounded like you were a bit worried that we might uncover some secrets or something.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
I certainly was. This town has. This town is divided in many ways, and I was worried that the Dim Honor clan may have been up to no good. Perhaps illegal smuggling or slavery, perhaps, on account of their Dim Honor name and the curse that seemed to follow them. So I was worried that you may uncover something down there, and that would further diminish the town's opinion or the dwarves that are trying so hard to set up a life here.
Sure, sure. Do you know anything about the dwarves or the humans that have set up that dwarven smithing shop?
Oh wow, yeah. Mm-hmm. She makes a face. She makes a sour face. She makes a very, very upset, very, very sour face when you say that. And she says, I only tell you this because I feel like I know you and I trust you really deeply. Something about your singing and your demeanor seems to have enthralled me. She pauses for a second, thoughtful about that. And then she says, the John Bathans, I don't know what sorts of witchcraft she's been using or how she got the knowledge and the tools that she has. But that Mafira, she's no good. She's no good at all. A human should not have access to those sorts of tools and those sorts of skills. There's no dwarf that I know that would teach a human those techniques, and there's no way that a human of her years, what with her only being in her 40s, could ever have mastered such techniques in such a short amount of time.
With Thogrum would be somewhat believable for Thogrum, right? Like he would.
Oh
understand.
yeah. That it either there's some crazy hinky magic going on, or that lady is an absolute badass smith. And unfortunately, Copperlocks cannot bring her brain around to that even being a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've offered her almost a king's ransom to get those tools. She refuses to part with them. I've asked her who trained her. I asked her, were you with a dwarf? Was perhaps a dwarf your lover or your friend? She refuses to speak of it. She plays coy and bats those big brown eyes of hers and gives everyone a sultry look, but there's something not right about her. Every time I see her, and every time I think about her, I just feel with a rage. I'm no racist, but I just feel like what she's doing, it ain't right. She even calls her business the Dwarfen Anvil. But there's no dwarfs that work there.
Yeah,
That is
that doesn't seem
strange.
right.
Yeah, Better Business
Oh.
Bureau.
Better.
What if we took a look into it? Went and had a little chat.
Oof. I would be very much obliged if you could get any sort of information. She's extremely tight-lipped about it. And there is a enchantress in town, goes by the name of Jenna the Generous. I was tempted to reach out to her, see if she could get some information, but there's really nothing fouler than using enchantment magic to play with people's minds. Wouldn't you agree, my great and dearest friend?
I would. I would.
I also agree, and I give Tree a look. I mean, it's too late now, but
Fey magic though. Fey magic is legit.
She kind of screws up her face. Wouldn't that be the worst?
I think it would. Perhaps
I would likely kill anyone
How
who
long
tried to
does it
take over
last?
my mind.
Aye, absolutely. I feel
God.
anyone would be completely justified in taking a hammer and just smashing in the skull of any wee fey who thought it was all right to take advantage of someone's mind. Fortunately, you travel with this fine bard, and she can use her beautiful musics to counter any sort of enchantments that might be coming at you.
She's very, yeah, she's very good.
Well, this has been lovely. But we've got to be traveling, you see. So I'm just gonna start like kind of like sweeping up some of the gold if she's.
Ah,
got it
yes.
out.
Hold while I summon the extra 1,000 dragons for you.
Crash, do I have any idea who Maud Owland is?
That would be a history check. Not off the top of your head, but I mean, if you had to guess, you know that the Owlins are one of the founding families of Saltmarsh. So more
That
than
letter-
likely, an ancient relative of Ida and her family.
Okay.
Yeah, that letter was super old too.
Yeah.
That would line up.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have 4,000 gold for clearing out those mines.
And Skull, you wanted to talk to her, right?
Yeah. He will pull out from his pack a sampling of the fine mining tools that we found on the ship when we first got it, and show them to her and see if she might be interested in purchasing them to get a nice a do-over on
Ooh.
her mine.
These are exquisite. Where did you say you found these? Were they down in our mines?
No, we had commandeered a ship. And
She
these
kind
are
of makes a face like, so you just got done in dwarven mines, and you saying that you had these amazing dwarven mining tools that you found on a ship and not in the mines that you were just in.
he'll
Is
point-
kind of the look she's giving you,
well,
which I think is clearly indicated by her character art, actually.
absolutely.
Yeah.
On the notes
Perfect.
though, it does say they're Duragar make. Does that make any difference?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would make a big difference. That would make a very big difference. Yeah.
I'm not a dwarf racist, but
Well, the dwarfs are definitely dwarf racists when it comes to Dwegar.
okay, so maybe that was a bad idea then.
Yeah, so as she eyes them, she kind of gets an even more scrutinizing look, and she says, "These look like they're Dwegar make." I'm inclined to think that perhaps you didn't find them in our mines after all. But despite their fine craftsmanship, I don't know too many dwarves who would want to use one, for there'd be a bit of superstition about them. Perhaps we could buy them from you and have them reforged or remade.
Absolutely, if you still take them, okay. Perfect.
Would you take 250 gold for them?
Absolutely. The rest of them are in a crate on our ship. We'll have them brought to you.
Excellent. Thank you.
And one last thing. I was speaking to my friend Fireforge here. I am looking for a new set of armor. But I'm not... I tried to be sneaky when I can, so I'm not looking for heavy armor. I'm looking for...
Oh, you'll be looking for mithril then. You might as well just give me back all the money I just paid you.
That's what I was afraid of. Thank you.
She kind of chuckles a bit, and she says, you're awfully big. I can't imagine getting you anything quickly, but something could be arranged if you're willing to wait.
Okay, how long does that usually take?
Like
an order for
in truth, with the service you've done for us and the great friendship you've shown me, she looks over at Tari with a big smile. She's like, I could probably get you the armor made for about 450 golds plus the normal cost of the armor. You do have a rune priest here, though. I could just sell you 500 gold worth of mithril. He could try to make something for you. Is that something you can do, Thorgrim?
Could I do that?
I mean, you post up your ability, I guess.
It says I can make something 100 gold.
Oh, then yeah, you can do it. Yeah, me too.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I would have thought. Yeah, I would have asked him.
But I stand by my comment because obviously average Joe on the street has no idea what your abilities are, how they work, and that would kind of be in tune with it. Like Thorgrim can make anything. Yeah. So.
And that's okay. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what like the extra cost of mithril would be when you add it to armor.
About 500 gold.
That seems completely reasonable. Yeah.
I mean, it's Forgotten Realms, so it's not too hard to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, they got a big ass Underdark, so lots of mines. All right, but again, they don't have anything like part of mithril, especially if it's non-magical, right?
Yeah.
Is it has to be fit perfectly to the wearer so that it is silent, because that's what you're hoping for, right?
Yeah.
Is the lighter weight and the silence part of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that they'd have to make sure that it was fit for you, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. I'll accept your deal, and then probably that would like get probably a couple weeks for that, or.
She's like, well, I'd like to foster some goodwill with you. If this would help with that, then I could put in a rush order, but it would still be yes, probably 2 weeks or so. We need to get your measurements before we got started.
Okay. And then so how much did you say? So 750 plus 500 on top?
Yeah, whatever the normal cost of the armor is.
Yeah,
and
750.
then yeah, and then she would charge you, I think, what did I say, 400, 450?
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just say 400. She charged you 400 on top of whatever the cost was.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, okay. So let me divide up all the gold we just got and see how much I have left from that, and then I'll do that later. I'll come back with the tools and we'll do the measurements.
Sounds good. All right. So while all that is going on, Illyria, back at your house, your incredible senses as you approach the house, your home of many years, you know that something is not right.
I'm gonna kill him.
There is a pungent smell of after party wafting in the general vicinity of the front of your home, kind of coming through the windows, the door. Even the strong wind of the day can't blow it away.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Do you approach the door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. As you approach the door, you have your own key. Do you just let yourself in?
Oh yeah.
Okay. as you let yourself in, it is the after party of all after party, like just war zone. There are half naked people everywhere, empty bottles, food residue. It's a mess. People are sleeping on the floor. They're sleeping on your nice couch, your little armchair. You don't even want to know what's going on the small second story.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Are any of these people that I see crew members?
Some of them are crew members, yes.
I'm gonna start grabbing them and then shoving them against the wall.
All right. Yeah, you pick up and grab the first person nearby. It is Anton Hall. He looks at you blearily, and he says, "Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
You're,
You stay there. Don't talk
oh.
to me. I don't want to hear it.
Aye. And he kind of lowers his eyes, lets his hair fall into his face.
I'm gonna look for Oceanus.
Okay. You look around, you don't see him, which makes you think he must be upstairs.
Okay, I'll go upstairs.
All right. You go up to the second floor where your cozy little bedroom is located. You open the door, and there he is, sprawled out. Just a tiny bit of sheet protecting his aquatic modesty. There are two ladies and a gentleman sprawled out naked in the bed, and he is fast asleep, looking like a very satisfied king lion, surrounded by his pride of lady lions.
All right, whoever's on the side, I will grab them by the foot and drag them out of the bed.
Okay. Yeah, you grab Amy Zindo by the foot, and you drag her out and start pushing her, down towards the stairs. People.
Yeah, I want Spencer downstairs, like tossing that pissed off.
People are rousing sleepily, looking around. You do see the other woman is no less than Theodosia Slyweb, aka Tits McGee, I guess. No, wait, Tits McGee works at the Empty Net. But Theodosia, yeah, she looks over at you blearily, and she just gives you a big smile and like a thumbs up.
I'm just giving her the nastiest look ever.
Okay. She sort of slithers down to the side of the bed out of sight, and you just see like a leg kind of poke up as she starts putting on her clothes. Oceanus kind of moans a bit in his sleep. He says, "Oh, too scary. Eel looks like a mole."
I'm pulling him out of the bed and slamming his ass on the floor.
All right, he lets out a cry of terror as you do this. He's like, "It's gonna eat me!" And he looks around, and his golden eyes are wide, and he looks at you, and then his face just immediately lights up. The fear goes away, and he smiles this huge pearly white smile that everything is okay because Illyria is here.
Does it look like I'm smiling right now?
No, you look really upset.
What are you thinking?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I have a chance, I guess.
I'm gonna slap him.
Okay. All right. You slap him. His face kind of turns, and he says, "Okay, chances are definitely declining, for sure. You
I
told me
opened my home to you so that way you can get better. And this is what you do.
This is how I get better.
No, I don't think so.
My soul was languishing. This is how I reconnect with who I am."
This is what you do to somebody else's house.
Well, I didn't do it necessarily to the house. I mean, it happened in the house, and it was very sacred and very important to me. And I feel like it's sort of like an intimacy that we kind of shared.
No,
I wouldn't have
thought
felt
you were
comfortable.
a good person, but you're disgusting and vile. And I cannot believe that you would break my trust
Wow.
in this way.
But this is the crew. This was for morale.
I don't care. Do that somewhere else. Do that at the sleazy inn that's in town.
Ooh,
You
that
don't
place
do
is
that here.
gross. Your house was so nice and well
So you
stocked.
ruin it.
Well, it's not
Stocked
ruined.
with what? I don't even have alcohol at all in my home.
What? The crew brought their own alcohol. It's a BYOB.
You guys are cleaning this.
Sure,
And you will
of
pay
course.
for this dearly. You are definitely on my bad list. And I will be watching you.
I'm not 100%
I don't care what you did.
fluent in Shondathan. Is that the good bad or the bad bad?
It's the bad. What do you think?
But is it like the good bad
No,
bad?
it's
No.
definitely
Okay.
not good at all.
I see. Okay. Okay. I may have misstepped. Took a couple of missteps there.
Especially since you know that we're leaving.
Well,
Why
that's
would you
why.
get the
Yeah.
crew completely
That's
drunk?
how it works when you're sailors and pirates. You just you do what you do because you don't know what tomorrow will bring.
You guys better be
Oh,
in
you
tip-top
watch.
shape.
I have ridden on many ships, and let me tell
As have
you,
I.
yep, these people are going to be at their best today because they had the best night of their lives, thanks to you.
No.
I mean, we toasted your name at least 50 times.
And you destroyed my house.
And we even toasted Lil Spencer.
And you destroyed his house.
Well, I actually looked for his house. I'd never seen a dinosaur house before. I assumed it was like...
Be quiet. Get out of my room and clean now.
Sure, fine. And completely naked, he walks out of the room, and he yells down, "Avast me hearties!" Whatever pirate talk. We gotta clean this place up, ship shape. Let's do it. Starts clapping his hands together, and they all kind of grumble and grouse and rouse, and they start cleaning it up.
I'm gonna kick his clothes to him. Get dressed.
I don't want to get my clothes dirty if I'm going to be cleaning up.
Get dressed now.
All right. So, crew morale up. Congratulations.
Illyria, what color is his or are his buttocks? I'm very curious. Are they blue like the rest of him, or are they a different color?
I mean,
what hair color does he have? Is he natural?
He is a sort of a burgundy, like a burgundy redhead, and the underwater carpet matches the curtains, or something like that. Yeah, I think his butt would probably have a little bit of that sort of yellow coloration in tasteful highlights on an otherwise aquamarine buttocks. Yeah. Good question, though. Good question.
Is my desk all messed up with like all my drawings and stuff?
No,
Okay.
It is completely intact.
Okay.
Looking around, you see that it's not nearly as bad as it looked at first. There are definitely areas of the house that were identified as being important, and they were not messed with.
Okay.
Yeah. But mostly you keep such an orderly home that anything out of place appeared maybe worse than it actually was. All right. So while that's happening, somebody was gathering information, Pharos, right?
Yes.
So how is that going down?
So I like to go around town. I'd stop at the bars, the pubs. Like I'm looking for this prime water fellow, this Galleon prime water. But see if what I could gather, and also
he's an easy guy to gather information about. So if you go ahead and give me gather information, okay. I can see what level of info you managed to drum up.
So gather
Oh, sorry. It would be investigation.
Investigation.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
going too many things back. So with a 11, you know that Gellin Primewater is fantastically rich merchant businessman, essentially. He is he has a large mansion right near the docks, and he has an entire fleet of ships. They do basically import export, and he does have a couple of fishing ships, but mostly he focuses on escort vessels and trade ships.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see. His mansion is very like Miami drug dealer. Is kind of because they pointed out to you. They're like, yeah, he lives over there in that little mini castle. Yeah, he's got a beautiful wife, but she don't come out much. Spends most of her time in the house. And there's a lovely little gnome woman that takes care of the family. A bit on in her years, but awfully sweet. And what else? He is very, very good with money. Some people consider him to be potentially dangerous. He's best friends with a human woman named Ida Owland, and the two of them are on the city council together.
Okay.
So that's information that you definitely.
So, like, if I wanted to like run into him, what would be like my best bet?
You could probably find him down at the docks. You could probably try to run into him if there was a council meeting down at the council hall. You could wait outside the council hall and see if you could run into him there.
Mm-hmm.
You could just go straight up to his freaking house. Just say, I want to see this dude. But if you're hoping to bump into him, like the docks or the council hall are probably the two most likely places.
Okay, I could chill at the docks for a while, see if anything goes on there. I still like I'll have to catch up. I see. But what else? I still have my kobold helpers at that other shop, but I guess I wasn't at the Copperlocks until Copperlocks about that, but it's fine.
Okay. You could also swing by and visit your dudes and see how they're doing.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. See that how that other shop's holding up. There's a whole tiny little kobold. They're like, Master.
Yeah, they're very excited to see you. Yeah, like I welded my hands together, that kind of thing. Yeah, and yeah, you visit them, and that's going really well. The guy does ask you if you've made any progress on the dwarven anvil situation.
Yeah, as the Copperlocks wants us to go visit the lady who stole her, I guess like ancient tools, like, and that's appropriating dwarven ancestry. Isn't really paying attention. But he's like kind of like
and he kind of says like, well, remember, if you could take care of this, it's going to be big for me and your boys, and by association you.
Okay, yeah. That's the thing. So let's see what I could do for you.
Less competition is more business.
Right. So, with like that goal in mind, he goes like, okay, well, I'll make sure to do that.
All right.
That's all I've got for now.
As you are leaving there, you do pass sort of a small outdoor cafe in the market district, and a woman calls over to you in a familiar voice, and she says, "Oh, Black Sheep."
Oh, like a trill runs down his spine. It's like, It's like he like freezes in place and like his head cranes around like independent of his body. Like who said that? Like
Black sheep, have you any wool? Here, I have a seat at the table for you.
he begrudgingly like sits and it's like what do you want, Rich?
Oh, well, you promised me brunch, and from what I understand, you'll be leaving soon, very soon. So I wanted to make sure that we had that last brunch in case it was the last one.
All right, well, I'm here. It's nice to meet you. His like face is all twisted and doesn't know what to do. He's very uneasy. What can I help you with?
And then the contents of this conversation will be handled in private chat at a later time. Da-da-dum.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
All right. So, back to the crew that just got done with Copperlocks, yeah? Does anybody else have any other business they need to take care of in town?
I want to try and find the ring of swimming if I can.
Okay.
Uncommon magic or
So you could go to the Quartermasters of Joaquin, probably your best bet. They seem to be the only people brave enough to sell magic items in town.
yeah,
Well,
of Keldek.
because of Keladek, yep.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I've been worried about him. Like we were buying all this magic stuff. He hasn't shown his face to us yet.
Yeah, if
maybe
Keladek shows his face to you, it's probably a bad situation.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Then I guess yeah, because I think some of our other party members have been there. Maybe they recommend that place too.
yeah, she greets you warmly when you arrive, and she's like, "Oh, someone is in here very early. What do you need?"
I'm looking for a ring that would make it easier to swim underwater, because we've been down. Oh, tiefling.
Yeah, say no more. Say no more. I know this is town next to water. We would be foolish not to have a ring of swimming. 300 gold. No negotiation allowed.
Very straightforward. I like it. And then I'll put the gold on the table for sure.
I will write you up a bill of sale, endorsed by Priestess of Joaquin.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
you're now the proud owner of a ring of swimming. That was easy.
Kind of embarrassed about it. Thank you.
Tell your friends we have many in stock. No one should have to worry about half movement in water.
Thank you. I will. Hopefully we have time left.
And it does not require attunements,
It
which
does
makes
not.
it invaluable. And she smiles broadly, showing you her very sharp teeth.
I'll source teeth back.
All right.
I'll leave.
Cool. So,
Awesome.
does anyone else have any other business in town? I mean, if you want to spy on his secret conversation, if it's okay with him, I guess we could go back to that secret conversation. But you know how edgelords are; they like to keep the secret stuff. They have secret stuff.
I want to let him keep his secret stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other town biz?
I just want to go to the library while I'm waiting for everybody. And
Oh, the one that you arranged to have access to?
yeah.
Okay. Through your good friend Eliander, retired adventurer turned captain of the guard turned book collector.
Yeah. And see if they have, just look around for like town histories, like genealogies. I want to see if I can figure out who
Yeah, you can go ahead and do a new history check with advantage.
Okay.
You spend a great deal of time looking through the books, and despite the well-stocked nature of this Beauty and the Beast-esque library that this dude maintains at his private residence, you don't really find a lot. about the
I
history
think
and
I
genealogy
just
of
get
the city.
distracted. Like every new
Yeah.
like gold stamp spine, I'm like, ooh, what's this one about? And I completely forget what I was there for.
You do feel somebody watching you though as you are working, and you look up and you see this creepy guy.
Oh
He's
yeah, that's
just
right.
watching
Yeah.
you.
I say hi to him. Hello
Okay.
again. Well met
He,
again.
he looks over at you. Hey,
What you reading?
I'm a little embarrassed to admit this is just recreational reading. And he
I
kind
won't
of
tell
like
anyone.
he
I wink at him.
sheepishly like shows you the cover, and it is the fiery forbidden love of battle. It's essentially a fan fiction about Dritz de Worden and his on again, off again lifetime girlfriend Canterbury, the spicy redhead human archer raised by dwarves. So, judging from the cover, it looks pretty explicit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I won't keep you from it. Let me know how it turns out, and I'll meet up with the rest of the party.
Okay.
I think. Are you done? Okay. I think Toothless would actually go to that magical shop that Skull was just at.
Oh, sure.
Maybe running into him at the same time. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, you just coming out.
And he would kind of he wants to kind of approach this person, and I think he'll ask her. I have a little bit of a weird request. I have I think a totem that I would like to get your view on. How much would you pay for it?
Okay. She kind of gets like a big toothy smile, and she says, "Your people are very good at making totems. I would very much like to see it."
He'll hold it up to her, but he won't let her touch it yet.
Okay.
Here he is. He's
It is horrifying.
people keep referring to him as cute sailor boy.
I don't think any people refer to that as cute sailor boy.
Toothless, I don't think any one of us has ever said that. It's just a doll.
Maybe it's all an imagination.
You made this? This does not seem like lizard folk work.
No, I found it. It likes to watch certain members of the party. Seems like it has magical powers.
It seems like it, but I can tell you right now by looking at it, it has no powers. It is not magical. That is a freebie for you. And she points to her eyes. And you know that the Pharos has a similar ability to just sort of see magic.
Detect magic. Okay. Okay.
Now, if you are convinced this thing is magical, there could be spirits haunting you.
Oh God.
That is using doll as puppets. Sometimes this is called a puppet.
Kind of like Mr. Rogers. I understand now. But you cannot see spirits, I take it.
Well, if the spirits are invisible, I don't think anyone could see them without the detected visible.
Oh, okay.
But if you have a ghost that is following you, it is probably using doll as an anchor point or a focus. If not just you yourself, have you wronged someone? Have you wrongfully killed someone before?
Not that I know of, but this is much to think of.
Skull gets shifty eyes.
And very creepy. Yeah, Greg, the player, is like, holy shit, and walks out the door.
Oh. Well, if you ever need anything, please remember, faithful quartermasters of Wakim, magical item brokers, not afraid to do business in Saltmarsh.
Did you say that a little loud so people outside might hear?
Yeah.
I'll be back again if I don't get killed by ghost.
Okay.
I should go follow him. Thanks again.
Hmm.
Bye.
Ding, 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 the little bell.
Okay. Cool. Anything else, folks?
No, I'm good.
You said there's an enchantress in town? Like a
There is.
Jenna the Generous.
Yeah, Jenna the Generous is apparently a bad bitch, adventuring ship captain. She is currently not in town though, but she kind of has a reputation for taking on any jobs as long as the pay is right.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to catch her when she's in town, I guess. I think.
All right.
Nope. Yeah, I got nothing.
So, going once, going twice. This is your chance, guys, because if you hop in that boat, you're going to be out of town for a little bit. Also, you will inevitably level after tonight. So, if there's anything that you need in town related to leveling up, this would probably be the time to plan ahead for that. So,
I have a question. So, as far as like multi-classing goes, like, do we have to have like a legitimate reason for like picking more than one class, or is it just like we can just do whatever?
If you're an excellent role player and storyteller, yes.
Okay.
But rules as written and having fun, no. You could take a different level in a different class every level. I'm not going to stop you as long as you have that base 13 stat that they're asking for.
Okay.
Yeah. Plot wise, it's always more fun
Right.
to sort of have a reason for it. Some multi-classes just make sense, right? Like a ranger and a rogue scout. You don't really have to explain that shit too much because they're basically the same thing. Any kind of fighter and any kind of rogue kind of mix well together. So you're just like, my character's kind of a thug. And it's like, but some stuff, things that, have religion or patrons or things like that, those are always a lot more fun and believable if you kind of work it into the story a little bit more. So, like we got a guy in another group that wants to transition from fighter to barbarian, and he doesn't just want to be like, I woke up super angry today. So like he's coming up with this whole reason for like, he's been get the shit kicked out of him basically, and he adventured with the barbarian briefly and saw like what the guy could do. And like he's like a half orc, and he's tried to like push like the more savage parts of his half orc nature to like the background and be like a civilized fighter kind of thing. But he saw like the barbarian kind of like cut loose, and he like wonders like, what if I let some of that primal savagery out kind of thing. So now he's sort of dipping into barbarian. So it's like kind of a fun, cool explanation for why he's doing it. But you don't have to have one. So wait, you eyeballing something?
Well, I was eyeballing barbarians because of numbers, but I was eyeballing.
Wow.
Honestly, it's pretty easy to explain being angry.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, whatever you guys come up with, we'll of course find a way to make it work. But if you have a build in mind, it's never a bad idea to like share it with me, especially if you want it to be more integrated into the story.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any other questions? Any other town biz?
Yes.
Surge, right. I completely forgot about it. So right in front of the screen. Who has it?
I have it currently out.
Oh, okay.
I
Skull has it? Okay. No,
yeah,
okay. I just want to make sure that someone had it.
Well, no, I was planning to give it to you. But
okay.
we'll probably work that out later. Or I don't know. I did when I get Surge's opinion of me after that whole debacle. Or what it thinks of me.
Oh, you're gonna ask this weapon like to assess you?
Yeah, because I don't know if I'm worthy anymore. That's how I was gonna role play it out for like giving it over to next, depending on what it said.
Okay.
But I also like it
Interesting.
might get really mad of me just for like even thinking that. But I don't know. It's
Go with your gut. Do it.
I mean, it hasn't really been saying much to you. It's just kind of chilling on the ride. You do sense from it that it is much happier to be out of the mine and back near the water. You did let it blow shit up, so it was happy about that. So you have been getting positive vibes off of it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But really, it's if you wanna, it's there anytime you want to talk to it. I mean, it's a sentient thing. So do you ask it for its opinion,
Maybe I'll do that
Or-
like in roleplay chatter. Let's
or
see.
do you just let it kind of play out and see how it goes?
Yeah, I think that's probably the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's since it ate that spider, it's been like really like pleasant and quiet.
It's just
Like
kinda
it hasn't
humming.
been it hasn't been pestering anybody or anything.
Okay.
And did you finally attune to it? I guess is the other question.
No. Too scared.
Oh,
That's another thing.
well.
Eventually, it's gonna be like, hey, so are we doing this or not? But,
Yeah.
oh
This
man.
is a long courtship.
Take me out to dinner before you mind control me.
Whoa. We're not calling out Suri like that. What are you talking about? I use that ability all the time. That's not the same. They don't know that they were charmed. It's fine.
Okay.
Actually, you know the number one like magic related law in Waterdeep is you can't use mind control magic. Like that's actually the rule. It's like worse than necromancy is using enchantment charm on people. Yeah, it's crazy. Or not. I mean,
if they don't know about
that
it,
doesn't
did it ever
sound
happen?
crazy. Yeah. But hers
Yeah.
is special like
No,
that.
makes sense.
in the Harry Dresden series, which is terrible and awesome at the same time. That's their like big rule about magic is no mind affecting magic, which is again it's kind of like an interesting angle because as a kid you grow up playing like Elder Scrolls and other video games like that, and they're like necromancy is the worst. But really, is it though? The people are already dead. You're just kind of using their dead bodies for stuff. It feels like there's a lot worse things you could be doing than that. Anyways, focus. All right, so Skull, you and Trident taking a walk. It's definitely the envy of anyone who sees it. It's a pretty sweet ass looking weapon, and too big to stow anywhere.
Yeah.
But it seems content. If anything, you kind of just get a low grade happy. Seems to be coming from the weapon. Okay. That being said, does anybody have any last preparations, or are you ready to hop on your boat, or at least go down to the shipyard and find out more about your mission? I guess. You gonna let your patron know that you're gonna set sail soon? Like, what's the?
Yeah. I'm saying let Oh, you're talking to me. You said patron, but yeah.
Ooh, was I talking to you? Ooh.
Ooh.
There might be a lot of patrons we don't know about. I'll just leave the question out in the air then. Do you go and let your patron know that you're getting ready to set sail? Anybody? Going once? Going twice? Toothless says his flip-flops. That's important.
No?
You're not on the boat yet, motherfucker.
For all
All
you
right.
know.
So I would assume then that you guys head down to the docks. And as you do, when you get there, a individual is there, super nondescript. Well, that's not true. Hold on. Actually, the individual is very descript. I guess they kind of look like the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland if it was a tabaxi. So I suppose that would be the opposite of low key. So this is what they look like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So as you approach this tabaxi, who looked like he was sort of lounging in the sun,
I like this guy. I like him a lot.
His fur fluffed up into poofs by all the wind. He immediately opens one eye, and all of his jewelry and earrings and whatnot kind of jingle for a second. And he sort of like turns his head almost like an owl, like a painfully impossible angle, and then sort of like flips his legs up above his shoulders and then sort of slinks through his own legs and up into a standing position. It looks very painful. And he says, there you are. I've been waiting all morning for you. You're the crew of the unnamed vessel that will require an escort on a mission of no importance to a place with no name.
Are you our escort?
I represent a mutual friend in these endeavors.
Ooh.
But sure, yeah, I'm with the other ship.
I hear your people like belly pets. Is that correct?
That is absolutely incorrect. Do not touch me.
I will not touch you. Thank you for telling me. Clear boundaries are important.
Absolutely, consent is our number one concern. I am called Luck of the Draw.
What, is like first name Luck, last name Draw, or
You can simply call me Luck, since it seems to suit people in these lands to be lazy with names.
okay? Well, here, I guess we all introduce ourselves, and I'm Pharaohs, and the Skull, Tari, Toothless. Everyone, Dog Room,
Hey, I'm Togrim.
Illyria.
Mm-hmm.
And I point them all out. It's like,
And Spencer.
are you?
Yeah, you're forgetting
Spencer.
Spencer.
Yes, the dinosaur. I heard about this creature. It's quite a remarkable find.
Thank you.
Why? What is your role in escorting us?
If we're being completely transparent, it's because our mutual friend is worried that you're going to sail off into the sunsets of Mazteca with quite a deal of money.
I like transparency.
So while we're there to protect you, we're also there to protect the interests of our mutual friend.
Are you gonna tell us who our mutual friend is, or is this just a surprise?
I'll whisper into Pharaoh's series.
He can tell you himself. Here he comes now.
There we go. Never mind.
All right. So you turn and you see a human. He's a little under 6 feet. Is burly. He's got a business in the front and a party in the back. Mullet. He's got super bushy eyebrows and sort of a wolfish grin on his face, I guess you could say. And he starts making his way down the docks. He seems to know just about everyone that he passes, and they seem to know him as well. And so he does stop to greet people, but in that way of organized people that have places to go and things to do. So he is able to sort of keep moving forward and making his way slowly but surely towards you guys. So you see Gellin Primewater arrive.
Well, we keep our word. You have no need to worry, but if you feel the need to follow, then you should do so, I guess.
We would appreciate their help.
And what he said too, that.
Yes, you have to understand that there's anyone who knows about the unimportant mission to a place with no name that you're going on
would be very interested in separating you from your cargo.
That makes sense. People always like money and cargo. We
All
will
right.
take your help, I think, looking around to the crew, but
Yeah.
probably we have to take it no matter what. So
Yeah, we don't. I don't think that's not.
All right.
Yeah.
So, if you finally decided to show up, that's good. It's good. It's not like we're trying to get to this before anybody else. Hope you had fun with whatever you were getting up to. That kept you from this lucrative offer I have made for you. But you're here, and you seem to be mostly intact. So,
Cough up some sand.
So, yeah. Mr. Prime, I don't think we've met.
We met
you're
the other
that.
day.
Oh, hey, yeah, you're the. He kind of snaps his fingers a few times, trying to recall information as he kind of looks you over a bit. Man, you're that noble from Daggerford. Messy business.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
My
Yeah.
condolences. It's never easy to lose your father.
Yeah, no, it was not. It's.
Or so I've been told. I never knew my father.
It's overrated.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I guess you're traveling with these folks now?
Mm-hmm. I was told you're the man to talk to when it comes to this sort of business, so.
Business is my business. That's an easy way to put it.
Well,
I have to ask, the ship's been prepared. The crew's been hired. You received the paperwork explaining how much it costs to crew this thing and all of that. I guess the question I have for you guys is, what is the name of the fucking ship, people?
Indecisive. Come on.
The Indecisive.
I hate it, but I'm pretty sure I'm outvoted. So
The Indecisive. Wow, that's
it's very
that
meta.
is extremely on the nose, but I like it. All right.
Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it.
Did you have any colors made up for the Indecisive?
Yeah, we're not sure. Yes.
All of them. All of them.
So we're looking at a rainbow flag with a big question mark on it.
Yeah, with like a unicorn.
I love it.
A confused unicorn on a rainbow field. Got it.
The unicorn has a confused look on its face.
Or the unicorn is a question mark.
The question mark.
Yeah, it's like rearing up on its back
No.
hooves so that its body makes the shape of a question mark.
Stop, he's running.
I will make sure that I have a flag befitting such
It's just gonna be a turd emoji.
such a bold name waiting for you when you return. As it turns out, you shouldn't be heading to any other ports or doing anything that would require you to fly any colors of distinction. This is a very subtle mission. So, do you need me to repeat the details, or are we good?
Subtle. Got it. Right.
Yep.
That's us.
We'll talk to no one. No more than 5.
Cool. I do bring this up because there was some indiscretion in the past that we were able to smooth out and, make work for us. But it was expensive, and I'd rather not have to do that again. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands discretion. Okay.
I think we are on the level, as you might say.
All right then. Well, This is luck of the draw. He is going to be overseeing the other ship. He has a means by which to communicate with me within a limited amount of words and capacity. But if you do need to send word to me, he would be the one to do so.
Understood.
How long should we expect this trip to take?
Whew, I want to say less than a 10-day. In Forgotten Realms, a week is 10 days long,
Okay.
and every month is 3 weeks. So every month is exactly 30 days, and every week is exactly 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I understand, when it was last sighted, it was 3 to 5 days, give or take. The ship is listing and drifting, so I've been trying to keep tabs on it. I will communicate that information with the other ship. I'll be honest, I don't have anyone tough enough to do this. As embarrassing as that is to admit.
How are you finding the ship, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, Thogrum, I feel that our relationship grows stronger by the day, and that an important part of the strengthening of that relationship is honesty. When you ask me questions that force me to lie to you, that damages our friendship.
Ooh,
You understand?
I can see where that would have a little bit of trouble. I
Hmm.
mean,
So I'll just say, I can't tell you that.
got it. Fair enough. So,
But as our relationship continues to blossom, right? Like the first flowers of spring blooming into summer, perhaps we'll reach a point where I could tell you more.
well, you being a man who's traveled the ocean quite a bit, you'd know this, but it's a pretty big place. So I'm just wondering how you saying we're gonna find this fucking boat.
Yeah,
don't-
so you're going to follow the escort ship.
So we're
You
the
are,
escort ship.
yeah. They're going to receive the instructions of where to go.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a little more sense.
One might also say that if I told you the coordinates up front, you might try to ditch the escort ship. You can see how it pains me
I
to
mean,
live a
come
life
on.
riddled with such paranoia, but I haven't gotten to where I'm at by being too trusting.
Have we done old Saltmarsh wrong yet? I mean,
No, but you're still working on that whole discretion thing,
yeah,
right?
I got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
There might be someone that you hang out with that has an unhealthy relationship with their puppet, and they might tell their puppet about it while they're having a drink down at the bar, and then everyone at the bar would know about it. Just a random example.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got it.
So, but this is an auspicious day to set sail. The moon was full last night, and it was glorious. And now, the wind's in your favor. No clouds to obstruct the skies. You could not ask for a finer day. I feel like the bitch queen herself is slumbering in the dark, afraid of how beautiful this day is.
who's the bitch queen?
Umberly.
Oh,
That's her formal title. I'm not being disrespectful.
Yeah.
And besides, I made sure to toss 100 gold worth of pearls into the ocean last night to make sure that both the ships would be protected from her wrath. So, small price to pay.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very swell of you.
All right. If there's nothing else, then I think you're ready to head out. And Skull, that's a mighty fine trident. It was talking to me the other day, but doesn't seem too interested.
I try to unravel its mysteries as we speak.
I see. Do you have a minute to talk?
Absolutely.
Can I just grab Skull for a second before he goes?
Yeah,
And,
sure.
Do you want to go to private chat?
No, I just wanted to face him towards me and peel off that really pretty band-aid.
That's
little
still been on
hearts.
there since last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All
then
right.
give him a little smile and, okay, I think you're ready.
You gotta do like the whole mom thing where you like lick your thumb and like rub his face. Like,
Yeah,
rubs his
get the
Oh
little
my
like
goodness.
sticky stuff off.
Get off me.
Mom.
All right. So,
Stand on tiptoe to do it. I just want
Yeah.
yes.
Skull goes over and speaks with Gellin for a few minutes. It's very windy. It's hard to hear. And then he returns. Are you guys good? I mean, OOC, do you guys need a recap of what he's asked you to do, or are you pretty much like you got it?
So we have to go to the place with no name. That's the first I've heard of it, so.
Oh, okay. He wants the party to go check out a derelict vessel that was thought to have been lost at sea over a year ago. That has now mysteriously reappeared. The ship was carrying an ass load. That's a pretty good measurement of Maztecan gold from the New World. In addition, there is an object of great interest. So, like, he wants you to retrieve the lockbox containing the gold and the object of great interest, of which you will receive more information about when you are closer to the mark. Everything else on the ship, besides the lockbox and the soon-to-be named item, is up for grabs.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
But a combination of the ship disappearing for a year and then reappearing has most piratey folks too scared to investigate, right? Because pirates are A, superstitious, and B, they live in a fancy world full of magic, and they don't want to get killed by no spooks or some other craziness. So when he said he didn't have anybody else, I don't think he was lying. You know, yeah.
and luck of the draw is just that tough or just that loyal, or
It would seem so. But luck of the draw is not going to board the ship with you. Luck of the draw is on the other ship. And the other ship is both protecting you, but also keeping an eye on you. Because you got to understand, I know this is pretty hard to believe, sometimes pirates double cross each other.
Nah.
Right? So, like, he wants to make sure that the temptation to take the unnamed object and the assload of gold and just go off on your own, wants to make sure that it's not too great.
okay.
Yeah. But he also wants to make sure that anyone else who knows about this or even just sees your boat out on its lonesome doesn't essentially pirate you guys and take it.
How generous.
Yeah. So it's it's sort of like a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, keeping an eye on you, but also keeping an eye on you.
Crash, can I pick up a sorry, a ring of swimming as well?
Yeah, sure. 300 gold. She'll write you up a bill of sale. May Joaquin bless all of your transactions and fortunes.
Yeah, out of character. Dudes, everyone have health potions and stuff? Like,
I have
Yeah,
those 2
that's what I
supreme
was
health
gonna
potions from
ask.
that box.
he asked us several times, so I just want to make sure.
Okay, so the hottest shit out of Waterdeep right now is the potion bandolier with reinforced metal flasks. So if you have 15 gold, it's a great purchase. You basically wear a bandolier like a freaking gunslinger across your chest, and you take your potions that they give you in the shitty glass bottles that could break, and you transfer them into these like sturdy metal flasks, and then when you fall down, your allies can just boop 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 pour them down your throat. It doesn't do anything gameplay wise at all, but it's pretty cool, and it also explains how your allies are able in 6 seconds to run over to your body, find the potion that you have on your person, unstopper said potion, and pour it down your throat, and how all the beatings that you take don't somehow smash all of your potions.
Okay, you're an
yeah.
amazing salesperson. I already bought it.
I'll take.
Yeah,
I'll
Yeah.
same.
That was,
I
that
want
was
one!
ridiculous.
How does
All
Patrick
right.
say? Like, I'll take 7. Like, I'll
Yeah.
take 7.
I want to be fucking Chewbacca with a bandolier of
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So go ahead and add potion bandolier to your character sheet. I will never question you again about where your potions are or whether or not they got smashed.
And they're
So-
50 gold pieces a piece, right? For the potions?
15.
15.
15. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh god. All right.
I mean,
I'm gonna buy
it's
some.
really
Potions
just a
are
leather
50
bandolier
each.
with some metal flasks.
Yeah, you
and-
still need to buy
How
the
many-
potions.
Yeah. How many will the bandolier hold, Crash? Like.
7.
Oh, the potion bandolier. You're asking
Yeah.
how many potions it can hold?
Yeah.
It can hold 13 potions.
13. All right. I'm gonna buy 13 fucking potions.
All right.
Whoa.
How
Whoa.
many do you have?
I've been collecting it.
Yeah?
They are 50 apiece, but the
50,
quarter.
sorry.
The potion bandolier, right? The item that really does nothing
Holds
but
it. Yeah.
looks really cool. That's 1.5 GP. The potions of healing, like just a basic bitch 2d4 plus 2 potion of healing, those are 50 gold each.
Okay. I'll just buy.
And yeah, and those, if you buy 10, the quartermaster of Joachim will throw in an extra one. That's the special they're running right now.
Okay.
Okay, we'll bundle.
Yeah, yeah.
How many do
Um,
we have? I mean,
Altogether?
didn't we find a ton in the, the mine?
Oh, I found 2 supreme
Well,
health potions in the mine last time.
Yeah.
So-
I think.
I gave mine to someone.
Maybe
think-
me.
Pharaohs, maybe?
Pharaohs,
it
yeah.
was? I gave it to somebody that got hurt.
Yeah, I got
So
it.
I don't have any.
Yeah. I don't have any either.
Okay, well,
I'll
I could tell you how much we have, and we can buy a bunch, and then we'll just, during the week.
Yeah, we should probably like total them all
Well-
up and then.
Do we
Can we wreck on that, Crash? What you-
Yeah, I would definitely recommend buying them in bulk because if you buy 10, you get one free. So
Alright, so I'll handle that after the session.
okay. And you can tell that this lady, she is very happy about how things are going here in Saltmarsh. Yeah,
What was
so-
your name? Captain what?
I believe it's Captain Zendros, I want to say.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, Captain Zendros of the Faithful Quartermasters of Joaquin.
Okay.
Crash, do you happen to have art for the healing potion bandolier or not yet?
In my drive, I do. Hold on. Maybe. Let's see. The potion bandolier is not my own creation. It's actually something from 4th edition.
Oh.
It was a very practical edition when it came to dungeon delving and stuff. It would help if I knew how to spell bandolier.
Bandolier.
So, let me see if there's a good one. Okay. I'll throw it up into game art real quick. You know who uses potion bandoliers? Geralt of Rivia. He's all about potion bandoliers because dude's all about potions. So that'd be like a super simple one. There's obviously like reinforced ones. There's ones that you can grab them from different angles. Like there's ones that you could throw like your daggers on there and all that good stuff. But yeah, like honestly, if you're trying to get like mentally like immersed into the adventuring life a little bit more, it's just one of those things that when you think about it, it just makes so much more sense, right? Than like constantly having to pull your backpack out and like grab what you're looking for there. Like you have all these things to kind of keep your stuff handy and at the ready. So all right. Anyone else have any other needs in town? I know it can be very scary getting ready to leave town for an extended period of time for an unknown dangerous mission.
I want to pick up a fishing pole.
Okay, fair enough. I think it's like, God, like 1 silver or something for a fishing pole. Like it's pretty cheap. So,
How much is a jolly boat? Because we only have one on the ship right now.
500 gold
Okay.
for a jolly boat.
Is that
Never mind.
including the one that Thogrim or the ship?
The canoes?
Oh no, we made a canoe.
Yeah, you guys made canoes, which you could totally take with you if you wanted to take some canoes with you.
I might as well. Yeah, I don't think we can afford
Yeah,
another boat.
Let's take it.
I was just thinking
Okay.
in case, I don't know, something bad happens to the ship and we need a boat.
That's crazy talk. Something bad happened.
Yeah.
We're not
What?
the captain. We don't go down with the ship. It's okay. We can
All right.
escape.
Speaking of which, you guys did hire a captain, right? This Marshal Novak is serving as captain, or am I understanding that correctly?
He was. Well,
Yeah.
you had said he was the pilot, but if you, I mean, I guess he's the captain too.
I think you guys had discussed him being the acting captain when he wasn't there, or did you want Sly Webb to be the acting captain when he wasn't there?
No.
Wow. Yeah, he's
I
definitely
think
in
we
charge when we're
discussed-
not there for sure.
I think Illyria said something about Oceanus being the captain. Is that not? Oh, captain, my captain. Isn't that how it went down? Something like that? No? All right. Let me gather up the crew to take them over to the ship, and we can go ahead and set sail. Oof. Okay.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, Crash, since we hired an alchemist dude, can we like buy alchemical and have him make potions for us?
Yeah, he would feel a lot more comfortable doing it outside of town. And he looks over at Kelladic's tower as he says that.
I see. Okay. So yeah, if when we buy those potions, we buy some and then maybe I'll get some extra.
Yeah, so essentially you are paying this dude. So you could have him at the rate of essentially 1 healing potion per day. Make them for 25 gold apiece instead of 50 gold apiece.
All right, cool.
So
yeah, and then I wanted to give Lafayette here some of the notes we found and that liches, the like alchemical lich, or not a lich, alchemical bony skeleton man with a blue beard. Give him some of the notes we found in there. Maybe he's interested in that.
all right, sounds good. Okay, so I'll take you guys over to your ship, and you will set sail. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while, ship. No longer the Sea Ghost, now the Indecisive. Way cooler. I think I actually already populated the ship with all your dudes. Oh, neat. Okay.
Wait. Who's this token down here? This lizard folk, pale looking lizard folk down.
It's Joko. He was
Oh.
from the tribe. We helped her out.
Okay.
She was their
yeah.
diplomat.
Yeah.
Along with the see-through.
Yeah, she's just kind of peeking on you guys, seeing how you're doing. So I'm surprised you didn't ask who this beholder is. That seems like even more pressing.
You have him back now. Like we can use him.
Absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So, back on your ship. You guys set sail. bells ring, ding ding, all that stuff, and you head on out into the bright blue yonder. I think, yeah, maybe I'm mixing all those things up. But yeah, Marshall Novak is going to handle piloting. Basically, you guys are just paying these people to do their jobs, which is pretty cool. So the other ship stays within easy sight of you guys, but they don't sail too close because you don't want like a sudden current or swell to kind of mash your boats together. That'd be terrible. But it's close enough that NPCs or spellcasters who have the message cantrip, the ships could kind of sail close to each other pretty easily and have messages sent that away. Also, the ship wizards have flying familiars, so each of them can send familiars back and forth to communicate with each other with messages that way. So, all sorts of ways to handle this stuff. All right. So, out on the open seas, making your way towards the mysterious derelict ship. All right. What is that first day? I guess it would just be afternoon into evening. What is your character's... this is a good time to kind of reiterate this stuff because we got, like a good player base here. This is the first time on the ship for your own reasons, right? That you didn't like steal the ship and have to bring it back to town. Ship is fully repaired. So Toothless, what is Toothless's overall experience sailing in and sailing big ship into the Great Sea?
He sailed smaller boats.
Mhm.
He feels comfortable kind of navigating around this territory, I guess, or kind of this area. He's a good fisherman, so he can help to kind of keep people fed. So I think fishing, probably navigating, but not actually sailing the ship. And he feels like butt tired, and so he'll go to bed as soon as he can.
Fair enough. Okay. All right, Skull. What is Skull's ship experience, and how does he feel to be back in the open seas?
I mean, last time it was under told he was full mission mode for taking it over the first time, but I would say he has very little ship experience out on the open sea, so he's probably, I wouldn't say seasick, but he's getting his sea legs still. But yeah, he'd be very tired too because of the curse and
Okay. I even have a chart here for seasickness. If you want to see if your character would have seasickness, you roll a Constitution saving throw, and if you get a 4 or less, your character is seasick. This is totally optional. You do not have to roll it. But if you're like curious, you're like, well, I wonder how my character feels about being on a boat. This would be, a way to kind of figure that out. Pretty damn close, bro. Pretty damn close.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah. So tough enough that you managed to keep it down, but definitely this is not like coastal sailing for a couple hours, sure. But like once like you leave sight of land, there's sort of like your stomach kind of drops as you realize there is no land. You cannot see any land. And for some people, that is a really terrifying feeling, and it can contribute very much to like feelings of like seasickness and nauseation and stuff like that. All right, Thogrum, you're a shipwright, so like, what's the situation? You happy to be back on a ship out in the ocean? Like, what are we looking at here?
Immediately, like Thogrum's gonna walk through the boat and he's gonna try to find his two boys, and he's gonna start badgering the two of them like, how can you let them fix the boat like this? Look at this shoddy fucking mark. Look at this. Who did this? And he's just basically gonna critique like all of the repairs done to the ship, that they're not as good as he himself would have done. He would have done
man,
a much better job.
All right. Since you are a holy man, and they are, I mean, they're former pirates, but they're also superstitious. They take the berating and just sort of kind of tug their beards a little bit and look a little sheepish. But they also look a little defiant. Like, we know we did a good job. Like, we know you talking some shit, old man. Yeah. I think since you guys own the ship and you don't need the dynamic lighting anymore for it, I can turn that off, and then you should be able to just at any point see the interior of the ship when you need to. So, can everybody now see down here the different interior areas of the ship?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
What's the first, second? Is it in order, left to right?
Okay, so the map is really a pain in the ass to understand.
Okay.
So, like here, you can see this. You see this jolly boat,
On
right?
the back of the ship. Yeah.
Oh
no, on the picture.
I'm on
I
the
see,
wrong
yeah.
layer. Okay, yeah. So this right here,
Uh-huh.
right? Down here on this map, this is the same boat. So
that's the
this
top.
map, right? So this map right here is the top. So these rooms are here and here. These are located on, I guess, the deck level. So below decks is this map right here. And then your tremendously large bilge is over here.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So as Thogrum is doing that, Illyria, what is your experience with ships in the ocean, and how is Illyria feeling about being out here on the open seas?
Oh, she loves it. She's remembering all of the times that she went on expeditions with her parents and they took ships. And so whenever the weather is really nice, she'll be trancing outside on the deck. And then whatever spare time she has, she'll be either doodling in her journal or reading books. And if she sees Toothless fishing, she will very politely ask if she can teach her because she's been trying to learn how to fish for a while. And I don't know if I've been successful or not, like while trying to teach myself. So I would work hard on trying to catch fish with Toothless. If he'll have me.
Yeah, sorry, he was just typing. Yeah, I would be very happy to show you how I catch fish anyway, Illyria. I'm sure there are many ways to catch fish.
Okay. Yay.
Sweet. Okay. Tari, from the sea, now on a ship above the sea, how is Tari handling all this?
I don't like boats. I think I feel like a little claustrophobic, so I'm probably just sitting on the side, playing various instruments and sort of just trying to foster relationships with the crew. Just talking to them and seeing what they were up to while we were gone, and trying to get a read on like where there's friction and where things are easy, and like who among the crew, like what's the wizard like, who looks up to who hates who, like what are the dynamics.
Great. This is a great opportunity. So go ahead and give me an insight or investigation, your choice.
I would wander past Toothless and say, I'm going to try to get a read on the crew. Do you mind a bit of guidance?
Would it be okay if we did it together? Maybe we helped each other?
Sure.
All right. So there you go. Yeah. So
Wow.
so a lot of the crew, like Theodosia Sly Webb and and a few others like Amy Mary Zindo, they're in like really high spirits. Anton Hall, like you're not sure.
Everyone who was in bed with.
Yeah, you're not sure what they got up to, but like their morale is like through the roof, and they're working so hard. Like they're probably putting in the same work as like 2 or 3 other people. Like,
And then you see Illyria on the side eyeballing these people.
No.
if anything, these people are happy to be back at sea. There are feelings of, like anybody that has a job where you're on again, off again for, long periods of time. Like, they're definitely like ready to get back to work, but there is always that lingering feeling of like, man, just to be drinking and pissing away the days on the docks or whatever was pretty sweet. But most of them are run out of money by now, so they're like happy to be out and about in the seas. I thought all the crew people had their name tags turned on.
Not the old ones from
Some
when we
do.
fought them.
Okay.
Our
Yeah.
new guys do. At least I don't know.
Oh, I got you. All right.
There we go. Thank you.
I guess you guys making your crew wear name tags. All right, let's see.
Yeah, next we'll do like some trust games with them, where like you
Trust falls off of the crow's nest. Nice. Is there anyone else I'm missing up top? I think that's it.
Phantasm.
Oh, Phantasm.
Theodosia has my hunter's mark on from when we attacked
from
the
a
ship.
million years ago. Yeah.
And I think Foxy
let's see.
Richmond also doesn't have his on.
Man, got good memory. Let's see. Do they all have them on the dashboard at least? Did I just forget to do it on this one?
Dashboard? No, they weren't on the dashboard either. That's why I was asking.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's see. Foxy. Where's Foxy at?
Next to Rhonda.
There's so many.
And I guess the Dwarf brothers too. We don't know. I think Merrick and Alden.
Jesus.
Dang, dude. That's incredible.
The fuck?
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is
Yeah,
really amazing.
I'm highly impressed and a little terrified.
But which of the 2 brothers is gluten intolerant? That's the real test. So, yeah.
They don't even know.
Yeah. It's Forgotten Realms, so like, what's a gluten? Yeah, let's see.
I think that's
Okay.
good. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, so Tari, they're basically in good shape. Crew's in good shape right now. So, never hurts to do a check of morale, but morale's apparently really high. A lot of them consider Oceanus to be lucky.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do kind of pick up on that. And the combination of Gallon Prime Water, throwing 100 gold worth of pearls into the ocean to appease Umberlee, the full moon, the high tides, the good wind, everything is in their favor. Everything is good. They are very, very happy. So it's a happy crew right now. All right, Pharos. Yeah, so you're out on the open seas. What is your experience with that, and how are you feeling about being out on the seas again?
Super sick. So Paris has never been in the ocean before it.
Okay.
He is kind of like craning over the edge, like her like dry heaving. He's in awe of like the vast expanse of sea. He tries to talk to this, I guess, fellow next to him. Is it Mist in the morning? It's like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, Mist in the morning just looks at you and is like, you do not seem well.
No, it's my first time. You?
I have been aboard ships since I was but a cub.
Some people have all the luck.
I suppose. You may want to just lie down. Just lie down and stare at the clouds. Or, I suppose, just the sky, as there are no clouds today.
That sounds like a good idea. And Ferris kind of sprawls out on like the deck. It's like this. It's like who, like contemplating his life choices and what led him here.
Yeah, seasickness is the pits. All right. So, one other person. Well, I gotta ask two other people how they're doing on the ship. Spencer, how's it feel to be back on the boat, son?
Oh, Spencer would be happy.
Yeah.
He'll probably be like, feet up on the railings, looking out and stuff.
Sweet.
And he'll kind of just trail me around. He's a happy
Okay.
little guy.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Especially when we're fishing. He'll be very happy because he'll get fish.
All right. And then I guess Surge, how does it feel to be back above the seas? So Surge would say to you,
We've waited long enough. Attune to me. Gain my true powers, Skull.
Oh,
You know you want it.
Get it, girl. Get it, get it. Get it, girl.
Man. All right.
oh, there he goes. Sounds like what's his face getting his hurdy-gurdy out in the background. It's good.
Oh man.
Where's Buddy? I'm sure he's around somewhere.
it's hiding.
He's
wandering around.
He's
the
like
ship.
Titanicing it over here. I forgot where he was.
Spencer is holding him from behind.
I mean, that is totally
Skull!
gonna happen.
Focus! Focus! Let us go to the prow of the ship, where we can see the vast ocean, and you can attune with me.
Isn't there like a cart on the bottom of the ship they can do that in?
Oh man.
All right, you gonna do it or no?
Yes.
You
Buddy?
don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Like, okay, so out of character, I really wanted to give it to Pharaoh's because his character's completely built around using a pole arm, and
Okay,
I still only have one attack still, so I'd not.
sure.
Need to
But we're gonna level, and you're gonna get another attack.
Oh, will we?
Oh, you're gonna level at the end of the session. I don't know if you've been tracking the XP thing, but I think you guys were like 100 short or 50 short or something
man.
of
It
level, right?
It was like pretty short, yeah.
Yeah. You needed 14,000. You're at 13,527.
All right,
I
well,
mean, just giving that holy symbol to the lady netted you an assload of experience points. So
Nice.
okay. Well, I do have a question for you, Crash.
Uh-huh.
I know it takes an hour to attune to something. What does it take to unattune to something, or is that's not covered, or?
you know, nobody
never
ever
considered
asked
that,
that
right?
question. I another hour to unattune. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or
yeah.
you could unattune to something as you attune to something else. They could kind of be done together.
I mean,
Okay.
but why would you want to unattune to something?
I don't know, Thog.
Will it allow you to?
That's the other thing.
Right.
I mean, it seems pretty cool so far. I'd still say that Skull and character is kind of like worried about the whole filling people up with water until they burst thing. That's kind of very frightening, even to him. But yeah, we'll attune to it. Time to
Okay.
just do it.
Oh no.
Did you have
It has
something to
hooks in
say?
you.
Say something.
Oh no. It's like, I mean, will he let you do he let you unattune to it? Will he is that a thing that
That's
could
the
happen?
question.
All right.
isn't
Give
it?
me
Yeah,
a
that's the
give me a
risk.
give me a charisma saving throw, Skull.
I don't have inspiration. Alright.
I give him. I hear that he's about to do this thing.
You just see
I
him
will
sort
give
of
a bardic
stare. Yeah,
inspiration.
you see him sit with
And
like a sick
muttering
look on his
to
face, just
himself.
staring at the trident. Yeah.
I can maybe hear the trident talking also.
The trident is in high spirits now that it is above the Great Sea. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
So I'll give him a bardic inspiration.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Oh, I meant DM inspiration, but thanks a lot. I really
Okay.
appreciate it.
That's it. Okay, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All
I will show you. I will show you its stat card. It has been. It's been keeping it close to the vest, but it should appear in your journal in the equipment folder in any time now.
I see it.
Does it say douche on it?
I haven't opened it yet. I kind of
Cool.
want to keep that a secret.
Oh, no, I know.
So
it's a
if I look
douche.
at it, it's gonna show it on the stream. So
Really?
yeah, because I'll open
Alright.
it. It'll be like a handout. So
True, true.
yeah.
And Surge whispers to you.
Never tell anyone what we can do. It's our little secret.
Very well.
Also, is there anyone on the ship you don't like? Because we could blow them up. Look at that goofy lizard. Huh? We could just stab him right now. He's sort of standing there, holding his dolly. Throw me at him. Throw me this back.
You can feel it trying to exert its will over you, but you did roll a very good charisma saving throw. So you do not throw the trident at Toothless's back. Good for you.
Good for you.
All right.
Okay.
So, you believe it or not, sailing on a ship is not necessarily one crazy kraken attack after another. So you guys sail for several days, and nothing of particular interest happens. You do your fishing, you maintain the ship, your crew works hard, doing all the things that they've been hired to do. They do try to get sort of a feel for the level of pirate life that their employers, which is you guys, are okay with. Pirates live very communal lives, so there is a lot of drinking, a lot of hooking up. They don't have their own bedrooms or whatever. There's just this is a rowdy, godless. Well, in Forgotten Realms, you don't have to be godless because there's plenty of gods to choose from. But yeah, these are rowdy ass people that live each day to the fullest. Illyria's house, but on the boat, basically. But having been scolded pretty fiercely by Illyria, they kind of like the first night they're kind of feeling out like what they can do without upsetting everybody. So is there sort of like limiters here, or are they free to like be sailors and live a sailor's life? Like, what is the
Toothless would at least smoke with them, drink with them, and as
Sure,
long as you're
sure.
cool with Buddy watching, he would have intercourse with them as well.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, there's that.
Inform the troops. I have mated with
Yeah, there. Absolutely, there are definitely adventurous folks who are into that. Anybody that come at you trying to say that would never happen has never played the Mass Effect games. We'll just leave it. We'll just leave it at that. And of course,
Uh-huh.
Buddy likes what he sees.
yeah. So, okay. They play a lot of Dragon's Ante. They play a lot of dice games. Kobold Knuckles is a favorite. They like to play that. Kobold Knuckles is a terrible game, by the way. But they like it, and I guess that's all that matters. I don't know how you ever make any money off of Kobold Knuckles, but maybe that's part of the fun, is that everybody's broke at the end. I don't know. It's very hard to jackpot in that particular dice game. So, time passes. Eventually, the ships stop moving. They lower sail, but they don't drop anchor, because only chumps drop anchor. Just putting it out there.
Memories.
Eventually, a small boat rows up and your buddy Luck of the Draw shows up from the other ship. And he has some rough and rowdy looking piratey types with him. And so as he kind of boards and approaches your ship, he calls up,
Permission to come aboard.
Granted.
Come up. Yep.
all right. So he does. And he's just as freaky and boneless looking as he was when you first met him. And he says,
I've received communications. We are to watch out for another ship. Captain Karina, the Lady of Bones, is apparently aware of this vessel and has taken an interest in it.
Well, what are you gonna do about it?
Well, there's two of us, and assuming only one of her, that should be enough to deter her. But if she gathers more ships, it could be problematic.
Is there any way for us to get there first to the ship for salvage?
That is very much our intention. It is still another day of travel, but we are growing closer. Close enough that I have been informed I must discuss with the key personnel what you'll be looking for when we reach the vessel. Is there a private place we can speak?
Sure. Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
somewhere down below.
yeah. So you guys head into, I don't know, captain's quarters?
The captain's, yeah. The captain's
Yeah.
quarters.
All right.
Captains and shit.
Sure. So you guys head down there, and Luck of the Draw is basically, waits till the door is closed, and the two toughs that are with him, kind of, stand to either side of him, and he says,
All right, listen up. When we get there, from what I understand, the ship is in a real bad way. So you're going to need to move quick, and you're going to need to keep the blasting to a minimum. So none of this thunder wave shit. Huh? No lightning bolts. I'd prefer you didn't set yourselves on fire. This is a delicate extraction. One wrong move on a listing derelict ship and the whole thing can go down. It's a miracle that it's even still afloat. So, any questions about that?
How deep is the water that it's in? I assume pretty deep.
It's the ocean, right?
We're gonna be 4+ days away from land.
That's-
It's about as deep as it could get. Do you know what lives in the deep, deep ocean?
a lot of things. Oh,
Krakens. Or krakens, whatever.
this is Entourage? Okay, that's good.
Yeah. He's got Ridis Robodath, a Triton, and then he has Blake the Fist Swale. All right. So, he says,
What you're going to be looking for are two things. One is a black lockbox. It is quite large, and it is going to be extremely heavy. I'm going to repeat. It is going to be extremely heavy. Just keep that in mind.
Can
If
we
this
can we
thing,
open it?
whoa, you better not.
What if things go south quickly and we need to extract whatever is in it.
Why do you feel that it would be easier and faster to open a locked box and empty its contents one by one, rather than just carry all of the contents that are in the box?
So there's
I'm
multiple
not-
things in the box.
I'm not an artificer, but I kind of think they invented boxes to carry things in.
You're right.
How
Is
big
there
is the
only
box?
One item in the box?
We're not gonna touch the box.
The box
Stuff
is
that's inside. Just
large.
leave it alone. Come on.
Imagine a foot locker. I would say it probably weighs over 500 pounds.
Okay.
Okay.
The other thing you're looking for is a statue. The statue, how do I put this delicately? The statue is of Zugtamoy.
What's that?
Yeah, can I
Ah.
do? Well, yeah, will you tell us?
Certainly. I have this sketch I drew based on the information that was given to me. So bear with me. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Good. Yeah. Mouth. Yep. And then the cute little hat. Okay. And then like some frills. There we go.
Oh,
And then like some titties, I guess. I don't know.
oh,
Something
here we
like
go. Here
that.
It is.
Yeah.
And how heavy is that statue?
Yeah, he hands you a scrap of paper, and you could tell that he's very confident in his artistic ability when he hands you the scrap of paper. So
What's so
and how-
special
how-
about the statue?
that's the special object that you're being sent for. It apparently has great value to someone known to our mutual friend, and he intends to get it for them.
And do you know how heavy the statue is?
It is actually not that big. I believe it is a bust, so perhaps 50 pounds? But you're, professionals. Prime Water spoke highly of you and your skills. He said that you managed to take down Snake Eyes Sigma in a matter of minutes.
That's true. We come prepared.
And he also says that you managed to talk down the lizard folk of Dunwater.
Also true.
Then this should be as of nothing to you. Easy money. Assuming, of course, that Corina, the Bone Maiden, doesn't, kill us all.
Tell us more about her.
Oh, Corina is a necromancer. Most of her crew is undead or mostly skeletons. Cheaper. They work 24 hours a day, that sort of thing. But they, there's the smell and the fact that they're undead, I guess. I'd like to think that we won't all lose our jobs to undead. Am I right? I mean, I feel like that's what unions are for, right? To make sure that I work hard, I don't need a zombie taking my job. I mean, what does a zombie even need pay for? Which is probably why you have a zombie. Son of a bitch. I'm going to lose my job to a zombie someday. And he kind of looks out the window just like shook by the revelation. Anyways, so she's got those. She's got gargoyles, the kind of stuff necromancers like. It's a spooky theme she's got going on.
So, but she's kind of a bad bitch, so I don't imagine that she's going to be able to rustle up too much help too quickly, which buys us a little bit of time. But if she's been able to scry on the location of the derelict ship, then more than likely she's going to know that we're headed there, or at least know of us when we get there. Either way, I'm just letting you know all the pieces that are on the board.
When he says that, does it actually seem like he's letting us know all of the pieces that are on the board, Crash?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% no.
Okay.
I like this guy. He's my current favorite character.
I like his character art.
All right. So luck of the draw is like, all right. So if we sail all night and sail all day tomorrow, we should reach it by tomorrow night.
Surely there's a bit more you can tell us. I
About-
mean, your professional reputation is on the line as much as ours, isn't it?
Oh, yes, the professional reputation of luck of the draw. Oh, man, they talk about that guy all the time.
Well, they can talk about you all the time. You can be famous after this.
All right, listen here. This is what I know, okay? That Maztica, which, by the way, is where my people originally are from, is a beautiful land of gold and fortune. As such, it attracted the attention of humans. Humans have been coming there for decades now, perhaps longer, fucking up the place. Some of them are just after the gold, but others come and take away tabaxi as slaves. They pillage and they plunder what they claim to be the new world, what they claim to be their new world. The derelict vessel is one such ship. It's the gold that it is burdened with is the gold taken from the people as of Mazteca. So, you know, there's that. What happened, from what I understand, is that the ship was hit by a terrible storm on its return journey. The ship, with the amount of gold it was carrying, was guarded by a fleet of other ships. In the storm, though, they lost sight of it, and then they lost it completely. When the fleet came out the other side, at least the survivors of the storm, they were unable to find it. The Emperor of the Waves is what the missing ship is called. They went back for it. They searched for it for quite some time, and eventually they had to call it a loss. They returned to the Sword Coast. They gave their reports, and in some cases, that was the end of them. So imagine the surprise when the ship is spotted a year later, adrift and seemingly abandoned. So there you go.
All right. Well, how does this make you feel? Or
How does it make me feel?
I mean, just doing.
I'm honestly a little nervous. I think that the gold is cursed.
Is the gold what Gellin is most concerned about, or is it just the statue and the other unnamed item in the
I would
lockbox?
say he is equally concerned about both.
Do you trust Gello, or do you just pay? Does you trust him as much as he pays you?
He makes the biggest Cheshire cat smile when you ask such a silly, and naive question. But he kind of indulgently kind of leans forward and says, "You shouldn't trust anyone, but
you can trust people's actions. I know Gellin, and I trust Gellin to be Gellin, and therefore I can work with him and for him and still sleep at night. A complex answer for a simple question. The short answer is no and yes.
Yes, well, actually, no.
No.
Well then, I suppose you should make peace with whatever gods you have and prepare suitable spell lists that don't involve blowing shit up. But I mean, who knows what's going to be on there. I'm just pointing out that if the ship sinks, we're just going to leave without you.
Okay.
And I guess if I'm being completely transparent with you, I have concerns that the ship has been listing in derelict for a long time in deep waters. If it's still there, and it hasn't attracted the attention of a kraken, it most assuredly will soon.
Well, we should
thanks for
get
that
there
heads up.
soon.
Yeah.
Let's sail quickly.
Yes, through the nights, through the day, and into the next night. We will find it, you will extract the 2 items, and we will return home. A no fuss.
Deal.
Aye.
So you have time to contemplate, to level up, and to prepare your spells for what might come next.
So there's no summoning demons on this ghost ship.
Well, I mean, you do you, boo boo, and we'll see what happens.
No demons.
So let me see. Yeah, we'll leave off with a picture of the ship. There you go. As you kind of roll up on it, that'll be pretty good. That's a good picture, but I have a better picture. Hold on. So I'll show you the picture of the ship before we adjourn, and then we'll be good. Where do I have it saved under? Derelict, probably. Yeah, some of the art assets that came with the adventure are pretty cool, but like some of them, I feel like there's cooler stuff you could find if you look.
Is this part of the ghosts, or is it part of the one you combined?
Oh, this is part of the Saltmarsh.
Oh.
Spencer.
All right, so you rest all night. You sail all night. You sail all day. Your crew is like pushing themselves super hard to make sure that you can get there as fast as possible. I guess, how much of the meeting do you let the crew know about to sort of get them to go fast? Do you just, go fast because we said so? Don't worry about it, kind of thing?
The Kraken portion?
Okay.
Well,
Maybe,
hold
no,
on.
I don't know. I wouldn't say this to them, but
Yeah, no. I'm
Yeah.
assuming in closed door meeting, you're kind of like, what do we say to the crew to get them to go faster? Yeah.
Maybe we tell them like another pirate ship is approaching and we want to get
Okay,
there.
fair. Okay. That's the least supernatural thing. That would probably be a good one. Okay. This is, you see the ship off in the distance.
Oh, and it's going to be really creepy looking.
Yeah. So that is the ship. And they do not recommend that you get too close with your own ship because who knows what's on it. So they kind of think you should use a jolly boat and putter on over to it.
I thought it was like under the water. Is it above water?
No. A derelict ship is a ship that is in the process of sinking, but hasn't sunk all the way.
Oh
Yeah.
man, okay, I didn't know that at all. I thought it was like under. I thought we were going like a scuba mission.
Oh no. If it had sunk, they would probably just be like, they just call it a loss. Yeah. Like,
okay, cool.
yeah, and that might explain also why they're able to find the ship easier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, a derelict ship is the best. There was a movie which was about a derelict spaceship. It came out like 1,000,000 years ago. It's like a horror movie. Like the ship went into a black hole and then it disappeared, and then it showed up again like 10 years later or something.
Oh, yeah.
What was it, like Event Horizon or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. So it's kind of like that. Like the ship, has been missing for like a year, and now the ship has been found again, and so they confirmed via magic that this is the ship, and he wants you to recover this stuff, 10,000 gold. So, all right, we'll leave off with that, and
Okay.
we'll pick this up next week. All right, and then Skull and Pharos, I will get with you between now and next week to let you know how them secret meetings went. Because secret stuff.
Yeah.
Secret.
All right, cool. All right, I hope you guys had fun. It's gonna be a crazy week. If you're bored tomorrow night, you want to watch people fight Tiamat, level 20 people fight Tiamat. That's happening tomorrow night.
Yeah, I kind of want to.
Yeah.
This would be fun.
Yeah. I can't tell you anything about it because like somebody might somebody who's here right now might use that knowledge to survive, so I can't tell you that, but it's gonna be pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I think there's like a 95% chance that one of them will live. That's my
Oh my gosh.
that's my odds. Yeah, I think 95% one of them will live. So that's where the odds are at. But
Like
we'll see how it
one
goes.
maximum lives, or
Yeah. I mean, if I had to like say, what do I think the outcome is? I think one in particular will live, and they'll succeed. That's what I think. So, but I'd like to be proven wrong in a good way. I'd like for them all to live, but I don't really see that being a possibility. So, I mean,
It's not my fault.
impossible. Yeah, the entire theme of that campaign is going up against impossible odds. So, we'll see how it goes. And then Tuesday is Warcraft, Wednesday is Hero Quest, and on and on and on. So much stuff, so much D&D this week. But I think Hero Quest is the last one shot of December, and all the games are full again. We had some people drop, but then the spots got filled. There are going to be some one shots in January. I'm going to run Rick and Morty. I don't know. It's like super funny. Like I've read through the adventure. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be a blast. So if you are interested in that, that's something that's going to happen, I think, 3 weeks in a row until it's over. Because it's a big enough adventure that it would take like three sessions to play through. But I don't know. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good week. We're going to play this coming Sunday, but then we're not playing the Sunday after that. So expect like a Christmas refund, essentially. If you are subscribed, you'll just get that money sent back to you through PayPal or whatever. And then we'll continue in January and see where things go. So, all right. Night, everybody.
Good night.
Awesome.
Alright,
Jeez,
thanks,
thank you.
Yep.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Night.